You are now listening to Mr. Z Blackneffect.
Like, share, subscribe, hit the super chat on the way in. Fair use, fair use, fair use, fair use. So first, my apologies to Dr. Thunder because I'm streaming at the same time he's streaming, and that was not on purpose. Y'all already know reckless streams. I had to get this in because Mr. Z is going to have things to do in a bit. So let's don't put it in the comments. Don't put it in the comments. Y'all already know. Okay, so we're going to, and hopefully y'all like the song choice. We're not talking politics. We're going to be speaking about, well, we're going to be peppering around the declining birth rate and showing some supporting evidence on why. So yes, some of this is going to be enraging and it's going to be funny, right? But what we're doing is what we are doing is showing evidence, presenting evidence of much of what's contributing to young men acting and conducting themselves and behaving in a certain manner. So we're going to let non-straight men and women, goddamn Z, speak on it. Continuing.
This may sound harsh, but honestly, I don't really care anymore. Any man out here using the term male loneliness epidemic, unironically, is stupid. It's literally natural selection. It's literally survival of the fittest. You're not being chosen because you're not a good choice. It's that simple. It's that simple. If you want women to notice you, to pick you, whatever, adapt the traits of the men they're picking. I've said this before, and it appears I'll have to say it again. And I'll keep saying it until the men are listening, which will probably be never. Y'all aren't listening to the women directly telling you, this is what we want you to do, and we will pick you. That didn't seem to work for you. It didn't fucking connect those two little brain cells that are still floating around your brain. So as always, we gotta go back to the patriarchy, right? We gotta go back to, what do men tell you, other men, is man enough? Because the women you're trying to get, telling you, hey, do this. Yeah, that doesn't really seem to resonate with you. Not unless it's coming from another man, right? So go out there. Look at the men that are being chosen. Save this video. Adopt some of their traits. And then come back and comment and tell me. How'd that go? You still lonely? Real answers only, please.
Baby cakes, you are so gorgeous. Do you got a boyfriend? Good. Keep it that way. Don't get no boyfriend ever. Ever. Do you hear me? Oh, him? My husband? We've been married for about 30 years. But don't get no husband. I love him, but if I had to give myself advice when I was younger, I would stay single. I would live my life just like you doing it right now. Baby, you are so gorgeous. You're so stunning. Please do not get no man. Don't get no boyfriend, please. It's just a placeholder. They don't know what they want. They just want access to you and your body. Okay? Baby, you're glowing. Please keep it that way. Oh, my husband? Oh, see, we work, but I would stay single if I was you. Of course, honey. Have a good day.
The men that actually have the resources are operating in a completely different market than they used to be. They were told to provide, otherwise they were worthless. So they did the work, they got the money, they got the degrees, they bought the house, they did it all right. And then one day they looked around and realized the women that they were making all this money for don't actually need anyone to provide for them. So here's what they started doing. They started treating partnerships like portfolio diversifications because that's all they know. Why commit to one when the market says you can have many options? And here's the really uncomfortable part that you don't want to hear. It's working for them. The apps, oh, they love it. They reward it. And the culture right now, it permits it. There is no social penalty for situationships or having a big roster. And let's be really clear. These men are not confused and they are not stuck and they know what they're doing. They're just adapting to the market that is rewarding them. And the women, they're left holding the bag and wondering why they did all this work and why the men that are supposed to choose them aren't choosing them. It's because the game changed and we told men that their value is only in their wallet. They believed us, they built that wallet, and now they're using it exactly how the market wants them to use it. So you want a solution? I'm gonna give you one. You have to stop rewarding this behavior as a woman. That's all I gotta say, full stop. No situationships. Why are you on the roster? But that would require the same things our mothers couldn't do. We didn't wanna walk away from security. And that security you'll stay with even when it's not serving you. And this cycle will continue until someone has the courage to change it.
No.
Hi, yes. Can you tell me again how having kids is just so magical and I will never understand love until I have one? Because what I just watched,
How tall are you?
5'3".
What's the minimum height that you would date?
6'1". Cause you gotta be a tall black king, like
How tall are you?
4'11".
What's the minimum height that you would date?
5'10". That's like tall enough for me. 5'7". Minimum height 6 foot. I need to be able to race you.
How tall are you?
5'3".
What's the minimum height that you would date?
5'11".
How tall are you?
5'6".
What's the minimum height that you would date?
Like 6 foot. 6 foot is like a good amount taller than me.
How tall are you?
5'9".
What's the minimum height that you would date?
For real, like 6'3". Like, 'cause I gotta be still shorter you with heels on.
How tall are you?
5 flat.
What's the minimum height that you would date?
5'11". I like to get picked up.
How tall are you?
5'7".
What's the minimum height that you would date?
6 foot. It's just better. 5'6". Like 6'2". Gotta meet it.
How tall are you?
5'4".
What's the minimum height that you would date?
6 foot. You just need to be taller than me.
5'3", 6 foot. I just like a tall man.
How tall are you?
5'4".
What's the minimum height that you would date?
6'7". Because you gotta be a little bit taller than me.
I need a cool like 6 inches above me.
How tall are you?
5 foot.
What's the minimum height that you would date in a guy?
6, cause I want a tall dude, so like my kids will also be tall.
Okay.
I'm 5'2". I would say 6 feet, but I like me like a 6'2" man.
How tall are you?
5'8".
What's the minimum height that you would date in a guy?
6 foot.
I'm 5'6", 5'9". If I can't look up, I don't want you. I'm over average.
I think women need to be enacting more revenge. I'm not seeing enough of it. And when we do see it, it's like fictionalized. It's in a feature film directed by a man. And I think we need to enact our own revenge in our own ways. Because there's the glass ceiling and then there's the glass ceiling on revenge. Men came up with vendettas. They came up with duels. They came up with war. And women, what did we come up with? We came up with affirmations. Horrific things will happen to us. And instead of getting revenge, we're just supposed to look in the mirror and be like, I am not an ugly bitch.
I can kill him. Like that? Okay.
I can kill him. Okay, so women, we need to put down the mirror and pick up a gun. If we don't start enacting 99% of all violent crimes, we will never be able to look in the mirror and say, I am fierce. Great.
Go ahead, Miss Independent.
You know it.
Yeah, girl. Oh, shit.
Like somebody that's a little bit taller. But that's a preference. I know you can't change that.
6 feet.
You're 6 feet?
Yeah.
Oh.
I want to be worshipped. In my next romantic relationship, I require that my partner worship me. And I understand that that comes across a very certain kind of way, but first and foremost, I don't even think people really understand what the word worship means or what it is to be worshipped, right? I think people understand what it means when people focus their attention on you, when you are the object of someone's desire, even to be the recipient of someone's care and consideration. That is all beautiful. That is all wonderful. That is not what I mean when I say worship. When I say worship, I want to see the ritualized way that you show your respect and admiration for me. I want the consistency of your action to be reflective of a devotee on their knees for their God.
My favorite part of the declining birth rate is watching all of these men have meltdowns online. What's wrong with women these days? They're not doing their natural duties. Who's gonna continue my legacy? What legacy, Kyle? The legacy of not clipping your toenails before leaving the house in flip-flops? You're not gonna help me raise a baby. You can't even raise your own hygiene standards. Women are not flesh vessels for mediocrity. You expect us to birth a legion of genetically predispositioned tech bros? When you treat women like an option instead of a priority, we prioritize ourselves by raising the fuck out of our standards. Some of you can barely text a woman back, and you want us to bring forth your DJ-infused offspring into the world by cracking open our pussies wide enough it can cosplay as the Sarlacc pit from Star Wars? Nope. Sorry, this isn't the Tesla-sponsored Tradwife Hunger Games, yet. The only legacy I'm continuing is watching Gilmore Girls in the fall while I chug rosé from Trader Joe's.
How old are you?
I'm 29.
Are you single?
Yes.
Why are you single right now?
Because the men are not enough rich to take care of me.
So you're looking for a rich man?
Yes. Yes, I want to be spoiled.
Why does he have to be rich?
Because I want to be spoiled. Because I make my own money and I need to be dominated.
I'm 30 years old and I couldn't be more uninterested in marriage and dating. I've done so much on my own that I'm genuinely unimpressed by the population of men that we have to date. I have not met one person that has made my life significantly easier because I firmly believe that when you get into a partnership with a man, a woman never benefits. I did the move in with a guy thing and I like daydreamed about it my entire life and I didn't. I was like, ew, like this is literally like free labor and also like free ass work. The thing is for me, I'm hyper independent. Like I have literally lived in 5 different cities by the time I was 30 and I moved every single time by myself. I also bought a place when I was 25, a mortgage on my own. I know how to do electrical work. I know how to patch drywall. Like as long as I have a YouTube video, I'm good. I own my own business. I set up an LLC. I'm literally doing all these things. And when a man is literally trying to pen pal with me just to be casual, like it gives me the ick because like, what the fuck? Like what do you have to offer? Oh, you pay for my dinner? Oh, you pay for my drinks? You pay for my trip? Okay, like I can do that myself. The appeal is not there. Unless a man is truly making my life significantly easier, I would rather be single than be in bad company.
Yeah, Z, you just rapid fired the damn, you emptied the clip. You didn't even play them one by one and give your commentary. I know. How, and I put how your society ends. We'll correct that title later. How your society ends. And hopefully y'all like the song choice from REM. It's the end of the world as we know it, right? Perfect song. And it's the end of a paradigm. That does not mean no one gets married. That does not mean no one stays married. That does not mean any of that. What it does mean, though, is you're going to have, well, what you have now, right? You're going to have what you have now, which are insufferable women helping to create a society where your birth rate goes to the crapper and all of your social safety nets, your entire social scaffolding collapses. Huh? You have LGBTQ men sticking their noses where it don't belong, no pun. Huh? I want to emphasize this to this nosy, don't know what the hell he's talking about, effeminate ass man. Play it again, Z.
This may sound harsh, but honestly, I don't really care anymore. Any man out here using the term male loneliness epidemic, unironically, is stupid. It's literally natural selection. It's literally survival of the fittest. You're not being chosen because you're not a good choice. It's that simple. It's that simple. If you want women to notice you, to pick you, whatever, adapt the traits of the men they're picking.
Okay, Mr. LGBTQ white man. I'm not a 6'2" tall white man with blue eyes and blonde hair and a chiseled chin. So about adapting those traits. See, what you saying sound good until I play this.
How old are you?
I'm 29.
Are you single?
Yes.
Why are you single right now?
Because the men are not enough rich to take care of me.
So you're looking for a rich man?
Yes. Yes, I want to be spoiled.
Why does he have to be rich?
Because I want to be spoiled. Because I make my own money and I need to be dominated.
I need to be dominated. See, the lane you're going in is, oh, you need to be emotionally intelligent. You need to be aware. You need to be, you need to understand, and you have to be a feminist man. And when we let the women talk and talk long enough, see, when we let them talk initially, they sound like you. We let them talk long enough, and they sound like this young lady. Uh-oh. You don't know what you're talking about, but let's be very clear. You conformed. See, you emote like a woman, like a little sassy ass white woman. They broke you. Huh? Nice try. You think you're defending women? You're broken. They broke you. Look at how you speak. Look how you emote. Look at all the sass, the white girl sass from a man. Look at what you have to be to have female friends. You have to be them. You thought you said something and we let you talk and you sound like the broken women. You imitate broken, sassy white women. Look at what you have to be to have female friends. Oh boy. You let the white man talk and he sound like a sassy ass white woman. think he's saying something. Okay. Huh? Literally natural selection. Dude, you emote like a white woman. You don't appreciate that they broke you? You weren't selected. That's why you probably out here with dudes. That's why you emote the way you do. That's why you speak the way you do. That's why you advocate the way you do. Huh? So this is what it looked like to be an ally? This is what it looked like to be a non-select man? So non-select men are supposed to be what? LGBTQ and then shame the select men? Huh? Oh boy. So appreciate how the women are playing the game right now. Chisel, Chin, Chad, or Tyrone, the rest of us that are maybes, and then these guys who may be heterosexual or straight, or maybe LGBTQ, but they all sound like women are these little innocent, hapless creatures who wouldn't harm a fly, sugar, spice, and everything nice. And the problem is the men, these toxic, patriarchal or patriarchal aspiring men. And then we let the women talk. Huh? We let the women talk, and well...
How tall are you?
5'3".
What's the minimum height that you would date?
6'1". Cause you gotta be a tall black king, like.
How tall are you?
4'11".
What's the minimum height that you would date?
5'10". That's like tall enough for me. 5'7". Minimum height 6 foot. I need to be able to race you.
How tall are you?
5'3".
What's the minimum height that you would date?
5'11".
How tall are you?
5'6".
What's the minimum height that you would date?
Like 6 foot. 6 foot is like a good amount taller than me.
How tall are you?
5'9".
What's the minimum height that you would date?
For real, like 6'3". Like, 'cause I gotta be still shorter you with.
Why the height conversation, Z? Why have you been covering this recently so much? Because the conversation about height perfectly emphasizes what we say here. It's the hypergamy trap. Women earn more money, they become college educated, they might go to grad school and get advanced degrees, and they do well for themselves financially, and they travel and all of that. And they're looking for a man that can provide more. They settle for the men, maybe possibly settle for the men on their same socioeconomic level. I'm emphasizing this thing about height to say it's not just about height. What these young women are saying in the prime of their lives, in their early and mid 20s, what they're telling you is, I don't care how tall I am. I don't want a man that's only 1 or 2 inches taller than me. I need a man 4, 5, 6 plus inches, a whole foot taller than me. Oh boy. The height conversation goes to the status conversation. The height conversation goes to the income conversation, the wealth conversation. But when you just a little LGBTQ white dude who threw in your white flag years ago, you don't really appreciate this because you're not dating women. You don't appreciate their hypocrisy. You don't really appreciate that what women are looking for now is patriarchy by feminist specifications. You don't think that's a thing. They want men that protect, provide, and shut up. You think women really mean equality. They don't. Women still want what they want. They still want the tall, good-looking, rich men, probably white, but maybe not. They just want that guy with all the status and the money and the connections to act like he doesn't have all the status and the money and the connections when he's at home with her. In other words, defang himself. At least when he's with her, at least towards her. And the men said no. When you're a little LGBTQ white dude who's already broken, a little sassy LGBTQ white dude who think you saying something, You don't appreciate the women's hypocrisy. You don't have to deal with it because you're not dating women. You're not having triple X fun with women. You don't know. All you know is what they tell you. And let me say this to you, something you already know, you coward. The women are always going to frame the men as if the men are preying on them. The men are harassing them. The men are assaulting them. The men are insulting them. The men are everything wrong with the world because the men and the boys have been socialized wrong. The women are always going to make themselves victims and on the wrong side of men until you start dating them. See, when you start dating women, when you start having triple X fun with women, that's when you appreciate the foodie calls. A third of women admit to engaging in foodie calls, and if it's a third, that means it's really 75%. Oops. Huh? You start finding out that women are having triple X fun with this guy right after they went on a date with that guy. So they go on the foodie call with guy letter A. They go on the foodie call with him. They're not interested in him like that. They just wanted to go to that restaurant. They gave him choosing signals like they actually like him. He goes and spends whatever type of money, 50, 60 bucks, 100 bucks, 200 bucks on the date. She takes that doggy bag. She goes home. And then guy letter B pulls up 20 minutes later and she has triple X fun with guy letter B. See, when you're not dating women, you don't appreciate that's how women are moving out here. Huh? And it has nothing to do with the character flaw in guy letter A. It has nothing to do with, oh, he lives with his mom, or he doesn't earn enough, or he's kind of weird, or he's socially awkward. No, she's just not that interested in him. But that doesn't mean she won't take advantage. Huh? See, whenever these weirdo LGBTQ men start talking, the first thing we need to tell them is shut the hell up. What do you know? What do you know, little sassy white man? What do you know? Huh? You ever been stalked by a woman before? Huh? You ever had a woman play victim of you even though she initiated the confrontation? Huh? What do you know? You ever had a woman have a orgasm, gave a woman an orgasm, and now guess what? You ain't going nowhere. Uh-oh. You ever had a woman fight to be your side chick? You heard right. Fight to be your side chick and then feel a certain way when she realized you ain't leaving your wife? Huh? You ever had a woman that agreed to all the terms of friends with benefits until month number 3 and she start catching feelings? What do you know? You don't know anything. What do you know? You a sassy LGBTQ white man. What do you know? You don't know. But you talking. Huh? You don't know that women are adults. Better yet, Z, you said that wrong. It's not that you don't know. You don't appreciate women are adults, fully capable adults. They make choices, they make decisions, and they get mad at the world when it doesn't work out the way they wanted it to work out. They don't appreciate that no one owes them anything. The women don't owe men anything. They know that. They appreciate that. They know that they don't owe men anything. What they don't appreciate is that the men don't owe them anything either. Huh? Like, share, subscribe, hit the super chat. Let's play this again.
This may sound harsh, but honestly, I don't really care anymore. Any man out here using the term male loneliness epidemic, unironically, is stupid. It's literally natural selection. It's literally survival of the fittest. You're not being chosen because you're not a good choice. It's that simple. It's that simple. If you want women to notice you, to pick you, whatever, adapt the traits of the men they're picking.
Let's actually cover that. You're not being chosen because you're not a good choice. This is the LGBTQ sassy white man. You don't appreciate that the reason why you are the way you are is because you weren't being chosen by the women you found attractive as a kid? You gonna tell me that you were LGBTQ at 5 years old? Get out of here. Huh? Dudes that realize that they will be resigned to the overweight, unattractive, a-hole white women out here being LGBTQ, but then got the nerve to talk to us about natural selection. Dude, you got selected. You got out-selected. You got kicked to the sidelines, bro. Imagine somebody sitting in the sidelines talking about who's sitting in the sidelines. Huh? Sassy ass white dude talking about natural selection. Dude, you mean you? You mean you? Here's a mirror. Sassy ass white dude, loud, obnoxious, and dead ass wrong. And this is what a quote unquote ally looks like. This, when women talk about allies, this is what they're talking about. I told y'all, whenever women say allies, what they want is someone who's antagonistic, who's mean, who's sassy, who's dismissive, who's smug towards men, towards heterosexual men. So you could be a straight man. You could not necessarily be sassy, but you're supposed to be mean, dismissive, essentially an asshole to other men. That's what an ally looks like. An ally looks like this guy. Huh? Wow. Dear women, no wonder you're so frustrated and annoyed and angry, because you have women boosting you up with all type of weirdo talk. Then you have LGBTQ men boosting you up with all type of weirdo talk. Your mothers, your aunts, your girl cousins, occasionally other straight men. And then you come out here in the real world, in the dating world, and you realize that men don't worship you. And the men that do, you're not actually attracted to unless you're physically attracted. But if you're not physically attracted, all that kissing your ass mean nothing. You just put him in the friend zone. Oops. Dear ladies, if you're not physically attracted to that man, it don't matter what. It doesn't matter how emotionally intelligent he is. Women don't start this statement the correct way. Are you listening, Mr. LGBTQ man? Women don't say, first I have to find you physically attractive, and then that's when your status and your money and you being emotionally intelligent and you being thoughtful and whether you went to therapy and all of that matters after. Now, if you don't have any of that, but you have some money, then you definitely are up for consideration. I'm still going to divorce you within 5 to 7 and 8 years, but that's besides the point. Oops. Huh? Women don't start this statement the right way. All of the therapy and being a good ally and natural selection and all of that. No, wait. They have to find you physically appealing. They have to find you physically attractive first. And then all of that comes into play. But you're LGBTQ, imitating a sassy white woman. What do you know? Continuing.
This may sound harsh, but honestly, I don't really care anymore. Any man out here using the term male loneliness epidemic, unironically, is stupid. It's literally natural selection. It's literally survival of the fittest. You're not being chosen because you're not a good choice. It's that simple. It's that simple. If you want women to notice you, to pick you, whatever, adapt the traits of the men they're picking. I've said this before, and it appears I'll have to say it again, and I'll keep saying it until the men are listening. which will probably be never. Y'all aren't listening to the women directly telling you, this is what we want you to do, and we will pick you. That didn't seem to work for you. It didn't fucking connect those 2 little brain cells that are still floating around your brain. So as always, we gotta go back to the patriarchy, right? We gotta go back to what do men...
See, if you were dating women, you would know women want patriarchy. God damn, Z, you said that out loud. See, if you were dating women, you would know women are full of crap and they're hypocrites. They just want a pliable patriarchy. Women don't. If you showed women what a lack of patriarchy looks like, they would run for the hills. They would slit their own throats if you showed women what would come with the end of the patriarchy. They would jump off of bridges. Women want patriarchy. They just want pliable patriarchy. They want benevolent patriarchy. Huh? They want patriarchy by feminist specifications. You don't know what you're talking about.
I miss when men used to protect, provide, and shut up.
I miss when men used to protect, provide, and shut up. Patriarchy by feminist specifications. You don't know nothing about that because you date dudes. What do you know? You don't know what the hell you're talking about. All you know is when you're around your girlfriends, all they do is talk crap about men all day. And so here you go. Da, 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 da. LGBTQ white knight that don't know what the hell he talking about. And don't see the hypocrites for what they are. Huh? End patriarchy right now and take away everything that come with it. The gentlemanly behavior, the paying for first dates, the consideration, the helping women when you see them having difficulty with lifting something heavy, they're on the side of the road, car broke down, all of that. Ain't nope, and don't couch that as no, just being a good person and a nice person. Nope, all of it off. And see if women really still don't want patriarchy. No, women want patriarchy. Women want patriarchy. They just want pliable patriarchs. Huh? They want patriarchs that don't exercise any of that power in the home. They want, in case of emergency, break glass, take responsibility patriarchs. I'm at a mess of my life. I need a man to come and save me. These student loans are kicking me in the rear end. I need a man to help come and save me. I went ahead and got into a house and bought a house that I thought I could afford, and now I'm underwater. I need a man to come and save me. No, women want patriarchs, sir. But you don't actually think so because you're not dating women. I want you to start dating women so you can see how quick you are. And it don't matter what type of women, by the way. Huh? You could date the nerds. You could date sassy white women that are essentially like you. You could date the highly educated. You could date the uneducated. You could think you're doing a cheat code and date a black woman. Eventually, Keisha going Keisha. Huh? Date the Asian chick. Your Asian girlfriend gonna be cheating on you with another white man. Oops. Huh? And Vince says, Z, it snowed in DMV, and I pushed my girl's car out, charger out, the snow 3 times in a day. You see? Huh? All that sound nice. Good time to read this. And Inspired Truth says, and thank you for the super chat. Like, share, subscribe, hit the super chat. Inspired Truth says, Z's channeling his inner T.I. What you know about that? That's a really good song, by the way. I used to play the hell out of that damn album, right? He don't know. Inspired Truth, he doesn't know. He's not dating women. What he doesn't know, all of these allies, other women, what did Rebecca Pope say to us? I'm saying her name right. Anyway, what did she say to us? She didn't fully appreciate the Jekyll and Hyde in women until she started her matchmaking agency, which is much of the reason why she ended her matchmaking agency. Now, yeah, she talked crap about black men here and there afterward, but what did she say? She didn't appreciate how mean women could be, how shallow women were, until she opened her matchmaking agency. Rebecca Lynn Pope. Yeah, I was right. I forgot her middle name. That's why that was kind of messed up earlier. Yeah, Rebecca Lynn Pope. That's a black woman, Mr. LGBTQ white man. And I guarantee you, if you speak to the matchmaking white women, they're gonna tell you the same thing. The matchmaking Asian women gonna tell you the same thing. The matchmaking Latina women are gonna tell you the same thing. When you're a matchmaker for women, you realize, oh crap, they're just as shallow more than the men are. Huh? You don't know what the hell you're talking about. It sounds good. This is what an ally look like. No one, hey, shout out to the ladies. Y'all can try to throw these type of men at us all you want. We'll see. And Inspired You, thank you for the super chat. Thank you for the super chat. Huh? And exactly, let's play this again. You're talking about being picked, right? Let's play the LGBTQ dude one more time. Z, for the love of God, I know. So we could show him what this actually looks like at the end. Continuing.
This may sound harsh, but honestly, I don't really care anymore. Any man out here using the term male loneliness epidemic, unironically, is stupid. It's literally natural selection. It's literally survival of the fittest. You're not being chosen because you're not a good choice. It's that simple. It's that simple. If you want women to notice you, to pick you, whatever, adapt the traits of the men they're picking. I've said this before, and it appears I'll have to say it again. And I'll keep saying it. Until the men are listening, which will probably be never. Y'all aren't listening to the women directly telling you, this is what we want you to do, and we will pick you. That didn't seem to work for you. It didn't fucking connect those two little brain cells that are still floating around your brain. So as always, we gotta go back to the patriarchy, right? We gotta go back to, what do men tell you, other men, is man enough? Because the women you're trying to get, telling you, hey, do this. Yeah, that doesn't really seem to resonate with you. Not unless it's coming from another man, right? So go out there. Look at the men that are being chosen. Save this video. Adopt some of their traits. And then come back and comment and tell me. How'd that go? You still lonely?
You know what you gotta love about this? It's women have no influence on men whatsoever. Men only listen to other men about what women find appealing and attractive. And we don't compare notes and say, well, she told me this, but she acted like that. No. Absolutely not. The men aren't observing who women are saying, what women are saying they like, and then who women are giving the vagina to. No, that's not happening. From teenage boys all the way to grown-ass men in their 60s, even 70s, we're not paying attention to women talking one way and then giving their vagina another way. Or, funny enough, talking one way and giving their vagina the every way. Goddamn, Z. Huh? No, that's not happening. No, it's only men that influence men about how to move concerning women. Absolutely not. Women have no say in that whatsoever. Huh? Women's hypocrisy, women lying, that has nothing to do with how men and boys are moving. Absolutely not. You're saying listen to the women. Have you ever considered, unfortunately, that the men are listening to the women? And more importantly, paying attention to how they move? Huh? But maybe you can't listen to me because I'm a black man. Let's let a fellow white woman, maybe a different type of white, but white women, tell you what's actually going on. Which are who's picked ass.
The men that actually have the resources are operating in a completely different market than they used to be. They were told to provide, otherwise they were worthless. So they did the work, they got the money, they got the degrees, they bought the house, they did it all right. And then one day they looked around and realized the women that they were making all this money for don't actually need anyone to provide for them. So here's what they started doing. They started treating partnerships like portfolio diversifications because that's all they know. Why commit to one when the market says you can have many options? And here's the really uncomfortable part that you don't want to hear. It's working for them. The apps, oh, they love it. They reward it. And the culture right now, it permits it. There is no social penalty for situationships or having a big roster. And let's be really clear. These men are not confused and they are not stuck and they know what they're doing. They're just adapting to the market that is.
Actually, I messed up. I should have paused it where she says it's working. Let's actually play that one more again.
The men that actually have the resources are operating in a completely different market than they used to be. They were told to provide, otherwise they were worthless. So they did the work, they got the money, they got the degrees, they bought the house, they did it all right. And then one day they looked around and realized the women that they were making all this money for don't actually need anyone to provide for them. So here's what they started doing. They started treating partnerships like portfolio diversifications because that's all they know. Why commit to one when the market says you can have many options? And here's the really uncomfortable part that you don't want to hear. It's working for them. The app.
Did you hear that, Mr. LGBTQ white man? It's working for the elite men. The women, every dating site essentially says women want the top 20% men or nothing. And yes, that includes physicality, and that has nothing to do with men. Men don't decide their height off the conveyor belt. They don't decide when male pattern baldness happens. They don't decide whether they have a chiseled chin or not. They don't decide whether they're white, black, Latino, Asian, or otherwise coming out the womb. Huh? The women sit the top 20%. So when a man finds himself to be in the top 20%, oftentimes through education, status, money, guess what? He know he could run the yard. And the women let him. Oh, wait for it, wait for it. The women are enthusiastic. The women are fighting each other to be on his arm, rightfully so. And he takes advantage of that. Wait for it, wait for it, wait for it, rightfully so. You damn right. You don't know what you talking about, Mr. LGBTQ man. Huh? Now, don't get it twisted, y'all. Homegirl that I just played, she got a lot of problematic videos on her Instagram, but, you know, broken clock, right twice a day type thing. Continuing.
The men that actually have the resources are operating in a completely different market than they used to be. They were told to provide, otherwise they were worthless. So they did the work, they got the money, they got the degrees, they bought the house, they did it all right. And then one day they looked around and realized the women that they were making all this money for don't actually need anyone to provide for them. So here's what they started doing. They started treating partnerships like portfolio diversifications because that's all they know. Why commit to one when the market says you can have many options? And here's the really uncomfortable part that you don't want to hear. It's working for them. The apps, oh, they love it. They reward it. And the culture right now, it permits it. There is no social penalty.
The apps, they love it. They reward it. The women are the ones choosing the men on the apps. The women are the ones who say fully 80% of men are unappealing and unattractive, going to what Big Mo says. 20% is generous too. You're right. You're right. It's really 5%, but you know. We don't want the women to really appreciate how delusional they are. The craziest thing about where we are as a society and as a human civilization is with feminism and female empowerment. Women don't appreciate how delusional they actually are. And the craziest thing is that the women think they're going to hold the world hostage with their wombs because their delusions aren't being met. They're their mental patients. They're angry at the world because they thought their college degree, their ability to maybe earn enough where they can provide for themselves was supposed to get them such an elite level of man. They're angry at the world when it doesn't pan out that way. And so they throw the biggest temper tantrum for their entire adulthood, whether they're married or not. God damn, Z. Huh? The capitalists told them they were supposed to have a paymaster man that paid for everything. The feminists told them that that same man would kiss their ass and never tell them no, and she would never be on the wrong side. She would never be wrong. She's on the right side simply because she's a woman. She has breasts and a womb and a vagina. She's on the right side of history. Huh? The religious right told her that she shouldn't have to work. The left told her to be a little mean, antagonistic, snarky, asshole, insufferable woman. And Prince Charming, the right guy, will still look over all of that because he actually finds that attractive and endearing, don't you know? Huh? Their girlfriends keep on telling them we're all bad bees and we're all damn there perfect. Perfect, not even damn there. Huh? Women don't appreciate how delusional they are, but they're angry at the world that the delusions aren't panning out. And then they think they're going to hold society hostage at gunpoint because their delusions aren't panning out. Then they're all over the internet telling you how happy they are being single. I'm in my rich auntie era. Yawn. Then they're telling you every time they look at a child, they just see a burden.
No. Hi, yes. Can you tell me again how having kids is just so magical and I will never understand love until I have one? Because what I just watched,
Again to the title, How Your Society Ends. I know I spelled it wrong. We'll fix that after the stream. How Your Society Ends. The women want their autonomy. Here's the problem. Dear Mr. LGBTQ man, listen and listen close. Women do want their autonomy. The problem they have is that most women can't afford it. The women want their autonomy. They want to travel. They want nice things. Some of them want to be housewives. Some of them want to be career women. Some of them are so delusional they want both damn near at the same time. At the same time. Huh? And there's a cost to that, especially if you're a black woman. A disproportionate number of black women are kinless as they age. Advocates say they deserve a social safety net too. What does this have to do with that white woman, Z? Because women like that, especially if they're black, but even if they're not, even if they're working class white women or if they're Latina, they look at children as a burden. They never actually earn enough to support themselves in their older age. And then just like the South Korean women, as they get older and they realize they don't have enough to retire and chill out, they don't want to be in the workplace when they're falling out and passing away. They start trying to lobby the government to look out for them in their older ages. That was supposed to be for a husband and your child as an adult. Huh? That's what that was supposed to be. Oh boy. So it's not just men not listening to women and as he was trying to be insulting all the two brain cells in your brain. Bro, cut it out. Cut it out. I know you're trying to be an ally for the women and be all insulting and mean. But no, women gonna have to live this. And hopefully, for their sake, all the women encouraging them to stay single, I hope they leave them some money.
Baby cakes, you are so gorgeous. Do you got a boyfriend? Good, keep it that way. Don't get no boyfriend ever. Ever. Do you hear me? Oh, him? My husband? We've been married for about 30 years. But don't get no husband. I love him, but if I had to give myself advice when I was younger, I would stay single. I would live my life just like you doing it right now. Baby, you are so gorgeous. You're so stunning. Please do not get no man. Don't get no boyfriend, please. It's just a placeholder. They don't know what they want. They just want access to you and your body. Okay? Baby, you're glowing. Please keep it that way. Oh, my husband? Oh, see, we work, but I would stay single if I was you. Of course, honey. Have a good day.
Huh? And y'all gives you a second. And we're back. Huh? So, as you can see, women, as much as we say, oh, men, they want to enjoy their life and be bachelors and be out here and da 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 da. Women are encouraging young women to stay single. There's nothing wrong with that. I just want everyone under the sound of Mr. Z's voice, all of you architects, all of you technocrats, you social designers, all of you, appreciate, which you already know, most women, the vast majority, most, not 51% most, the vast majority of women don't earn enough. Let's just remember that as these weirdo content creators and celebrities and just random women encourage women to stay single, travel, go see the world, and nothing wrong with that. Let's just remember that autonomy does cost. Freedom is not free. Huh? And let's play the white woman again and then the black young lady again.
The men that actually have the resources are operating in a completely different market than they used to be. They were told to provide, otherwise they were worthless. So they did the work, they got the money, they got the degrees, they bought the house, they did it all right. And then one day they looked around and realized the women that they were making all this money for don't actually need anyone to provide for them. So here's what they started doing. They started treating partnerships like portfolio diversifications because that's all they know. Why commit to one when the market says you can have many options? And here's the really uncomfortable part that you don't want to hear. It's working for them. The apps, oh, they love it. They reward it. And the culture right now, it permits it. There is no social penalty for situationships or having a big roster. And let's be really clear. These men are not confused and they are not stuck and they know what they're doing. They're just adapting to the market that is rewarding them. And the women, they're left holding the bag and wondering why they did all this work and why the men that are supposed to choose them aren't choosing them. It's because the game changed and we told men that their value is only in their wallet. They believed us, they built that wallet, and now they're using it exactly how the market wants them to use it. So you want a solution? I'm going to give you one. You have to stop rewarding this behavior as a woman. That's all I got to say.
Before we even get to that, let's actually address how slick this language is. I've watched a couple of this lady's videos. She's not dumb. She's not slow. Say the women. No, sir. The market. The market. You mean the women? Unless that man is LGBTQ or some type of bisexual. No, you mean the women. The women are rewarding those men. The women are fighting each other in the middle of the streets for those men. That's what you mean to say. You're using this nuanced, euphemistic language because you don't want to say women. Women are women with money, women without money, women that have the status, women without the status, are all in the middle of they're in a street fight for these men. And instead of you saying women, you say the market. Unless that man is LGBTQ, he's doing it for the women, for access to the women. And it's working because the women are the ones with their standards, huh? And when the men meet them, they're going to have fun. Of course, let me get this right. I realize that most women find most men unattractive. According to the women speak as if most men are unappealing. They really don't have any redeeming qualities. They're mouth-breathing idiots who are not attractive. It's not even like they're mouth-breathing idiots, big dumb jocks. No. They're mouth-breathing idiots who are not even attractive. I realize that through genetic lottery, I have the looks and the height. Then however I got it, whether it was through hard work, whether it was through daddy's connections, whether it was through grandma and grandpa's money, I was able to end up in a certain class with a certain wealth, with a certain income, at a certain income bracket. I have a certain status. I'm white, tall, good looking, or maybe black, tall, good looking. And you're telling me those men are not going to have fun in the dating market? You think those men are going to limit themselves because of women's hurt feelings that he's playing the field until he damn near 50? At 48, he finally said, you know what? Maybe I should get married and have some kids. He's supposed to not do all of that because the women of his same class, they get their feelings all in a bunch. And let's call it what it is. The women of his same class feel like he owed them that. The issue that the women have, the reason why they're angry, the issue that they have is that they don't want to, quote unquote, date down. That's how they see it. To the men who may be a little bit shorter, maybe he didn't go to Ivy League or a near Ivy, maybe he went to a state school. Maybe he doesn't earn $50, $60, $70, $80,000 more than her. Maybe he only earned $10,000 and $15,000 more than her. Maybe he doesn't earn more than her. Maybe he's not 6 inches taller than her. Maybe he's only 2 inches taller than her. Maybe he's her same height. The issue that the women have is that they feel like these men owe them. And those men are like, no, I'm going to play the field. I'm going to have triple X fun with you. I'm going to have triple X fun with the other young lady that went to state school. I'm going to have triple X fun with the college dropout. Huh? I'm going to have triple X fun with the young lady that graduated high school and went right into the workforce. I'm going to have triple X fun with all of you. And I'll decide which one of you I marry if I ever get married. Huh? Call a thing. Say what it really is. Say what's really on your heart. Use the right words. Isn't that what ladies say? Use your words. Use your words, ladies. That's your real issue. You think those men who went to the same Harvard, Yale, Princeton as you, Stanford as you, they owe you marriage. They owe you status. They owe you the children. They owe you that. And they owe it to you at young enough age where you can have children naturally, where you don't have to put out $20, $40, $60, $70,000 for the test tube baby, for the we struggle to have children baby. We had to wait 7 and 8 years and finally baby. And the problem is those men, because all of you women want him, they have fun in their late 20s or their early 30s. Whenever they finally start making some real money and y'all are finally paying attention to them for real, oh, they have fun. They have fun until they damn their mid 40s, late 40s, early 50s. Yeah, you ladies feel a certain way. Madam, you ain't wording this correctly. You're not wording this correctly. You're not being honest. It's not the market, it's the women. What do men have to do with this? Other straight men. What do other straight men have to do with women's selection in men? Other straight men are not telling you, hey, it's these men or nothing. No, that's what women are saying. That's y'all standard. Huh? So once again, if he's not LGBTQ, it's not the market rewarding him. It's the women rewarding him for the height, for the looks, for the status, and the money. It's the women saying, you know what? I'm going to give him some vagina. Hopefully that'll lock him down. That's the women doing that. That's not men. Once again, unless he's LGBTQ. Play it again, Z.
The men that actually have the resources are operating in a completely different market than they used to be. They were told to provide, otherwise they were worthless. So they did the work, they got the money, they got the degrees, they bought the house, they did it all right. And then one day they looked.
You have to be honest. It's not just other men telling men that they're worthless if they don't have these things. Women are telling men that they are worthless. Women are showing men through action, through who they give the vagina to, enthusiastically, of course. Women be giving the vagina to all different type of people, but who women give the vagina to enthusiastically lets men know where they rank. It lets men know. Huh? It lets men know when you don't have to spend money on her and you get in it. It lets men know when you have to spend money on her and damn chase her down for months, and then you get it reluctantly, the slop vagina. Huh? No, women through their actions and women through their words are letting men know. Continuing.
The men that actually have the resources are operating in a completely different market than they used to be. They were told to provide, otherwise they were worthless. So they did the work, they got the money, they got the degrees, they bought the house, they did it all right. And then one day they looked around and realized the women that they were making all this money for don't actually need anyone to provide for them. So here's what they started doing. Yeah,
but they still want someone to do it. They don't need a man to provide for them financially. We're talking about the women that can actually afford their life. And sometimes at the highest level, they still want it though. We need to stop with this. And it's real slick, the language, because they're right. Those women financially don't need it, but they still want it. Ain't that right, Claudia Jordan?
For your night. That's a very pro-woman, amazing, like strong, independent woman. But might I add another angle? I would feel like, why the hell ain't no one trying to scoop me up to save my life? Am I ugly? Are they better looking than me? Like, why are they getting saved and I'm over here working, taking on extra shifts now because she got Richard Gere that came and scooped her up and now she got an easy life and now I got extra corns on my toes and my back hurts because no one's saving me. So you have a very positive attitude. I would have been a little bitter, like, why the fuck? Why not me? Why not? I don't want to be irresponsible. I'm sick of it. I'm tired. I'm tired of the goddamn cape. Somebody save me. I want to be Julia Roberts on Hollywood Boulevard in cheap shoes when some guy comes and saves me. I have worked hard since I was 14 and I had to pay. I'm sick of it, Erica.
I do understand.
I understand what you're saying. Classy and independent. It's thankless. I've been dating since the 1900s and 80 something, and I'm still single. I'm tired, Erica. You found your man. Don't hate. Let me live this. Let me vent. You're off the strip. I am still on it. I'm in the trenches, and it sucks. I'm sick of being independent. I fucking hate paying for my fucking Range Rover, my other car, my mortgage insurance, my freaking cell phone, computer, Wi-Fi. I am sick of it. I need some guy with bad health to jump on in and interrupt and say, let me take you off your shift. You've been working hard enough. So that's cute what she's doing. I'm not doing that. We are different. I am tired. I've proven myself. And it only impresses other women. She's like, oh, that's amazing. My friend's independent. These men don't care. Come and save me, some chic, minus the dookie. Just please come and save me. I'm tired. I'm tired, Erica. I don't want to do it no more. Where's my Melania? I want the Melania Trump plan. I'm sick. I've proven myself. Since 1988.
At 88.
I'm tired. I was 15 out of paper route.
Damn, that's a long time.
72 clients. 30-cent tip for some of you bastards in East Providence, Rhode Island on 2nd Street. I remember I gave you papers 7 days a week, and on Sunday you gave me a 30-cent tip. I'm tired. So I'm glad it worked out for you, but I'm not there.
Being a strong, independent woman since 1988 is a lot, Claudia.
Since Salt and Pepper came out.
That's a lot.
I'm tired.
Damn.
So yes.
Damn.
Excuse me if I'm a little frustrated. So I envy the girls that got taken off the pole, so to say.
Nobody said nothing about no damn pole.
But metaphorically.
Yeah, nobody said what my point was, because here's the thing. The point was that this is a
take off the cape, Erica. We lost the election. We're not doing this anymore.
I'm not.
Soft life. Hookers are winning.
All about.
Hoes are winning. Hookers are in the White House again. First lady, if you will. I'm over it. It's no one cares. Nobody cares about independence anymore. But I respect it, but they don't.
I get it.
Yeah. So to the young lady, the white woman, listen. The women that don't need it still want it. The women that don't need men financially, don't need a man, better yet. They don't need a man financially. They still want a man that earns as much as them or more. That's still the goal. That's why I played the clip with the women, the young women speaking about height. They didn't speak about a man that's as tall as them. They didn't even speak about men that are an inch or two taller than them. They were all speaking about men that were at least 3, 4, 5, 6 inches or taller than them. This is how you get how your society ends. And the women are delusional, even men at 6 feet. Women are like, oh, you don't really look that tall.
Like somebody that's a little bit taller. But that's a preference. I know you can't change that.
6 feet.
You're 6 feet?
Yeah.
Oh.
It's not just height. I am using height as an avatar to speak about women's delusional hypergamy. Hypergamy. Rest in peace, Kevin Samuels. It's the ladies. Women don't want equality. Women want to be special and equal simultaneously. Women don't want to be treated like men. If women were forced to be treated like men, they would slit their own throats. Women don't appreciate how men get barked on by women and men. how disposable men are. If women had to be treated like men, they would slit their own throats. Continuing.
The men that actually have the resources are operating in a completely different market than they used to be. They were told to provide, otherwise they were worthless. So they did the work, they got the money, they got the degrees, they bought the house, they did it all right. And then one day they looked around and realized the women that they were making all this money for don't actually need anyone to provide for them. So here's what they started doing. They started treating partnerships like portfolio diversifications because that's all they know. Why commit to one when the market says you can have many options? And here's the really uncomfortable part that you don't want to hear. It's working for them. The apps, oh, they love it. They reward it. And the culture right now, it permits it. There is no social penalty for situationships or having a big roster. And let's be really clear. These men are not confused and they are not stuck and they know what they're doing. They're just adapting to the market that is rewarding them. And the women, they're left holding the bag and wondering why they did all this work and why the men that are supposed to choose them aren't choosing them. It's because the game changed and we told men that their value is
And that right there. So I gotta go. I've been saying it for a while. I gotta find it with Amanda Seals interviewing on one of those relationship revive shows or whatever it was called. What did that young lady said? The men that are supposed to be choosing them. Now let's talk about entitlement. I'm glad you said it. The men that are supposed to be choosing them. As I said, when you let women talk, that's why Mr. Z says let them talk. Huh? By the way, I see some of y'all content creators using that term now. Huh? Mr. Z, tiny ass channel. I see y'all. This is why Mr. Z says let them talk. Because randomly you let women talk long enough, and eventually, it may take a decade or two. Eventually, it may take a millennia or two. Damn, Z, you skip right over a century, I know. Eventually, through normal conversation, they're going to say what it really is. What did she say? The men that are supposed to be picking them. Oh, I love it. And now you see what I got an issue with passport bros. I told y'all. Huh? Now you see. So let's call a thing a thing. If you didn't know, yes, white women feel a certain way about white men ending up with Asian women. Yes, small hat women feel a certain way with small hat white men ending up with Asian women. Yes, obviously we know black women feel a certain way about black men ending up with anybody that's not a black woman, especially a darker skinned black woman, darker than a brown paper bag black woman. Yeah, they do, because the women have a sense of entitlement. Now, will you look at that? Yes, educated women feel a certain way. For all you brothers who are college educated, especially if you went to grad school or you're an attorney, you went to med school, and we know more than likely you're going to end up with a woman that's of your same station in life. We know. But for the handful of you that don't, more than the women, by the way, for those of you that don't, you throw the number way off. Because you'll pick up the McDonald's worker, wipe her off, clean her up, get one of your connections to get her hired to some firm, pay for the certificate, and now she's a paralegal. Maybe she'll never become an attorney. Huh? But now she's a paralegal. You'll do that. And the women can't stand it. They can't stand you passport bros because you're cheating the game. All you passport bros making your 80, 90, 100, 150, 200, 250 a year. You damn right. The women are incensed because you're cheating. You're supposed to end up with one of them. It doesn't matter how overweight she is. It doesn't matter how insufferable she is, how mean she is, how sassy she is, how annoying and gossipy she is. It doesn't matter. It's not fair because now you're going to force her to quote unquote date down. Now you're forcing her to quote unquote marry down. And what women are showing you with their petulant child behavior, their temper tantrums, is they're not going to do it. Either they end up with you guys increasingly or no one. And by the way, she was still going to divorce you anyway, probably. Huh? Yeah, you got to love it. When you let the women talk, eventually sometime this year, this decade, this century, this millennia, eventually you're gonna get some truth. Yeah, let the lady say it again for Z, please. Thank you.
The men that actually have the resources are operating in a completely different market than they used to be. They were told to provide, otherwise they were worthless. So they did the work, they got the money, they got the degrees, they bought the house, they did it all right. And then one day they looked around and realized the women that they were making all this money for don't actually need anyone to provide for them. So here's what they started doing. They started treating partnerships like portfolio diversifications because that's all they know. Why commit to one when the market says you can have many options? And here's the really uncomfortable part.
When the women say
it's working for them. The apps, oh, they love it. They reward it. And the culture right now, it permits it. There is no social penalty for situationships or having a big roster. And let's be really clear, these men are not confused.
there's no penalty for situationships as the women are trying to knock each other off for that man. Could we speak about women like they're adults and they're self-interested? Could we speak about the women like, look, yeah, there's this kind, good man over here, but he's under 6 feet. He's not even 5'11". He's 5'10", 5'9". He's okay looking. He earns pretty okay money. But then there's this other guy, and he's 6'3", and he's okay looking too, but he cleared $250,000 last year. Ladies, you're the one who choose to go fight other women for that guy. You're the one who chooses. You know he's dating other women. You choose to put yourself on the roster. He didn't lie to you and say he's not dating other people. He said, oh yeah, you know, just to let you know, I'm seeing other people also. You're the one who decided to go fisticuffs with other women. You're the one who decided to engage in all the tricks in the bed to hopefully he chooses you over the other women. You know, one thing women engage in, and you never actually hear them admit this. Women date men who tell them that they're dating other women. In other words, the men say first, second date, hey, by the way, I'm seeing other people, or, you know. Women know that. They lose out to another woman, and then they come online and say, he did me wrong. They never say it didn't work out. They never say he chose someone else. When was the last time you ever heard a woman say, I lost out, he chose someone else? You never hear women say that. They always frame it like someone did them wrong. Women never tell you, yeah, he was dating other people. I knew he was seeing other people, and I guess he chose one of them. Huh? Yeah, those men have rosters. What are they supposed to do? Just choose one. What? How does he choose one? Does he have to date some? Doesn't he maybe engage in sexual or triple X fun with some? No? You gotta love the framing. Continuing.
The men that actually have the resources are operating in a completely different market than they used to be. They were told to provide, otherwise they were worthless. So they did the work, they got the money, they got the degrees, they bought the house, they did it all right. And then one day they looked around and realized the women that they were making all this money for don't actually need anyone to provide for them. So here's what they started doing. They started treating partnerships like portfolio diversifications because that's all they know. Why commit to one when the market says you can have many options? And here's the really uncomfortable part that you don't want to hear. It's working for them. The apps, oh, they love it. They reward it. And the culture right now, it permits it. There is no social penalty for situationships or having a big roster. And let's be really clear. These men are not confused and they are not stuck and they know what they're doing. They're just adapting to the market that is rewarding them. And the women, they're left holding the bag and wondering why they did all this work and why the men that are supposed to choose them aren't choosing them. It's because the game changed and we told men.
They're adapting to the women rewarding them, not to the market rewarding them, the women rewarding them. They are adapting to the women rewarding them. The women are rewarding them with attention. The women are rewarding them with vagina. The women are rewarding them with saying yes enthusiastically to the date. The women are sometimes the ones asking for the date. Oops. Ladies, there's nothing wrong with that. But we got to treat you like an adult. We have to treat you like you made a conscious decision, like you weighed your options. You came to a conclusion that you would much rather engage with this guy over that guy, or you rather engage with this guy than no one for right now. Ladies, you are making a conscious decision. Now, if it doesn't work out, then that's a different conversation, but you made a choice. Women are making a choice. Adult women are making a choice on who they find appealing, who they find attractive. And what women are showing society is that there are certain guys that they are willing to fight or try to outcompete each other for. The only difference is the women are not going to admit, right? The women are not going to admit to each other that they're competing against each other for that man, because that goes against the sisterhood and the sister code. It goes against the sister code and the sisterhood to say, look, I envision a life where I'm his wife. I live in this house, in this neighborhood with him, and maybe some kids and a dog and a cat. And I'm going to try to beat you out so that I can fulfill that vision. Women are not going to tell that to each other. Women are going to encourage each other not to compete for no man, to decenter men. Just be who you are. And the man that likes you and finds you attractive and appealing, he's going to, try to endear himself to you anyway. He's going to do it for you. He's not going to make you and other women compete because he already made his decision. Huh? This is like some weird backwards dirty macking towards women, from women to women. No, ladies, you make your own decision. Many of you decided the look. That's why I once again played the clip where the young women speaking about height. And they're telling you why. I need a man taller than me. I want a man taller than me. I want to look up. Huh? The height video is not the only one where women essentially say the same thing.
How old are you?
I'm 29.
Are you single?
Yes.
Why are you single right now?
Because the men are not enough rich to take care of me.
So you're looking for a rich man?
Yes. Yes, I want to be spoiled.
Why does he have to be rich?
Because I want to be spoiled. Because I make my own money and I need to be dominated.
I said if you are broke and I choose to deal with you, I will belittle you. It is what it is.
They're both saying the same thing. The young lady at the second video says, if you're broke. Translation, if you make less than her. It's not that if you're broke. Anything less than her is broke. The first young lady said, I need to be dominated. That goes along with the height video. All these women are saying the same thing. The difference is the very intelligent, the very educated, the very suave women, the coy women know better than to say it like this. They know how to frame it in some female empowerment language. And they know better than to let someone like Mr. Z see their hypocrisy blatant. Right? But when you let them talk long enough, they're going to sound like the other young lady. The men that are supposed to pick us. Ooh. Entitlement much? Huh? If you go through her channel, it's a bunch of feminist talk. And then she let that slip. And Z said, got your ass. Huh? Not a feminist, female, I am woman, hear me roar, talking about who owe her. Who owes women. Now, let's be clear. The men of a certain status, education, whatever, they still marry women like this. They marry these women. They're going to cheat on them with everyone, though. They're going to cheat on them with all the women. McDonald's worker, Walmart worker, co-worker that work in the firm with him, he going to be stepping out on her with everyone across the board. It don't matter. But he'll marry her because she's around. Huh? She gonna divorce him and it's not gonna be for the cheating either. Oops. Huh? Continuing.
The men that actually have the resources are operating in a completely different market than they used to be. They were told to provide, otherwise they were worthless. So they did the work, they got the money, they got the degrees, they bought the house, they did it all right. And then one day they looked around and realized the women that they were making all this money for don't actually need anyone to provide for them. So here's what they started doing. They started treating partnerships like portfolio diversifications because that's all they know. Why commit to one when the market says you can have many options? And here's the really uncomfortable part that you don't want to hear. It's working for them. The apps, oh, they love it. They reward it. And the culture right now, it permits it. There is no social penalty for situationships or having a big roster. And let's be really clear. These men are not confused and they are not stuck and they know what they're doing. They're just adapting to the market that is rewarding them. And the women, they're left holding the bag and wondering why they did all this work and why the men that are supposed to choose them aren't choosing them. It's because the game changed and we told men that their value is only in their wallet. They believed us, they built that wallet, and now they're using it exactly how the market wants them to use it. So you want a solution? I'm going to give you one. You have to stop rewarding this behavior as a woman. That's all I got to say. Full stop. No situationships. Why are you on the roster? But that would require the same things our mothers couldn't do. We didn't want to walk away from security. And that security you'll stay with even when it's not serving you. And this cycle will continue until someone has the courage to change it.
Women ain't changing nothing. Women are not look, regardless of what she earns, regardless, women want men that earn more than them. They want men that are taller than them. They want men that are more physically fit and stronger than them. Y'all autonomy keep on running into this wall. Bow! Your autonomy keeps on running into the wall of your hypergamy. Ooh, god damn, Z. Put that in the book. Put it in the book. Women's autonomy keep on running into the wall of their hypergamy. And they throw a fit. I need to go back and find that clip of Camille Austin from years ago. I don't want a Negro. I want that Negro. Yeah, now she with a white man, but either way, huh? Yeah. Huh? Stop rewarding. Lady, cut it out. You know women ain't budging. Whether she got it like that or she doesn't, she wants a man who got it like that. She just doesn't want him to exercise or flex any of that patriarchal power. And it's exactly what Dr. Dunbar says.
That's not fair! That is not fair! That's not fair! That is not fair! That is not fair!
And that's exactly what the young lady said. But it's not fair that a certain level of education, status, looks, income is exercising his options, and then you're telling women to not engage? The women on his same socioeconomic strata, okay, let's say they don't engage. The women half a step behind y'all gonna do it. Y'all gonna get undercut every single time. And now you're angry at the world. Okay, fine. Let's say the women of your same socioeconomic strata say no. The women half a step beneath you engage with him. They're gonna marry him, have children with him. And then that puts you in the position to end up dating, potentially marrying, and having children from the men you think you're better than. And y'all not gonna do it. And there you go. The circle of life. Ooh, goddamn Z. And there you go. Women's resentment, women's anger. Dear ladies, we put you in a pincer move. Ooh, Z, you said that wrong. Ladies, you put yourself in a pincer move. There you go, Z. The women outsmarted themselves. The women are running into the wall of their own hypergamy, their hypocrisy, and then they're angry about it. You did this to yourself. You told certain men, you look down on certain men for height, for looks, for income, for status, for education and educational background. Then the men that pretty much all y'all want, the top 5% of men, y'all go fighting for. Those of you that realize you ain't gonna get him, okay, you end up with the top 10% man. Okay, maybe the top 20% man. And if for many of you, if you can't end up with at least the top 20% man, then y'all, that's when y'all start freestyling. That's when it's LGBTQ talk. That's when it's I'm happier being single. I love being single. I'd rather be the rich auntie anyway. I'ma just be out here having fun. That means she on the peen carousel. Huh? Yeah. Y'all all fighting for the top 5%, man. Those of you that realize you ain't gonna get it, y'all may settle for the top 10%. You'll still be relatively happy. Those of you who realize you ain't gonna get that, you'll end up with the top 15, top 20%, man. Once you start getting below the top 25%, man, these women start throwing fits. That's when they're single auntie, they're LGBTQ, huh? That's when it's test tube babies. That's when it's oh, this is why we have girls and not boys. Huh? That's when it's I'd rather not have children anyway. I enjoy my single life. Shout out to Amanda Seals. Oops. Huh? Yeah. And then y'all encourage young women to follow in y'all footsteps like you're spiting them in. And that's all you're really doing. What you're really doing for all you 40-something-year-olds, when y'all talk to them 28 and 32-year-olds, you 43 and 45-year-olds, you single? Good, stay single. Which you think you're doing is you trying to run ahead of the men. Look. My same age cohort, he gonna try to date you. Don't date him. It's exactly what the women are engaging in when it comes to passport bros. Is the same thing they doing domestically, right? They peen blocking, huh? They dirty macking. Dear young women, listen and listen clear. These other women, these older women, really 35 and up, 30 and up, 35 and up, 40 and up, 45 and up, 50 and up, they had their experiences. They're dirty macking. They're old bitter hags. They're angry that their relationship life, their romantic life, their love life, their triple X life didn't turn out the way they had it playing in their fantasy. The delusion they had going on in their mind, it didn't pan out that way, and they're angry at the world, and they're angry at men. So the best they can do is weaponize you against the men their age, and quite frankly, all men. If you think women are not okay with watching the disintegration of society, even if it harms them, you got another thing coming. These little bitter betties, huh? I already said it. They will know they can't swim. We're dealing with a generation of women, Xers on down. Some boomers, Xers on down. They know they can't swim, but they're trying to shoot a hole in the boat, hoping that the men can't swim. Huh? She knows she can't swim, but she thinks if she shoot this hole in the boat, that you'll drown. And that's enough for her. As long as he drowned, I don't care what happened to me. Huh? Oh, man. That's what we're dealing with. And let's let the young lady talk and let you know what she be hearing, what she hears from other women. As a matter of fact, before we do that, because KMS sent that super chat a zillion years ago, and I still ain't read it yet. Give me a second, KMS. Let's read that. Talking about that. Like, share, subscribe, hit the super chat. And KMS says, Z, not gonna lie, them clips are channeling the inner sophomore in college white boy frat daddy. I thought I never had Z. These yitches are losers, bro. Let's get on this Mario Kart. Right, look, the women are losers. Not all women, clearly. But where we are now, no one calls women losers that are losers. Women don't call women losers that are losers. Men don't call women losers that are losers. The technocrats, right, and the architects don't call women losers that are losers. If you said equal, you have to mean that. That means you don't, when women are failing, you don't look at the men to blame. If men aren't getting married and we start to harp on character flaw and work ethic and laziness and a lack of masculinity, then when the women aren't getting married, why aren't we engaging in the same thing? You know what we engage in when the women aren't getting married? We start speaking about the men's character flaw. Goddamn. Huh? When the women aren't getting married, we speak about the men's character flaw. When the men aren't getting married, we speak about the men's character flaw. And yet we talk about being equal. How? Huh? Where's the equal? So, you know, the women are, some women are losers, but we don't call women losers. Some women are losers. We don't call them losers. We don't call women for what they, when women are engaging in temper tantrum behavior, we don't call it what it is. When women are being petulant children, we don't call it what it is. When a woman tells you, hey, real talk with Yanni, when a woman tells you, hey, I'm gonna be thirsty, I'm gonna go out here, I'm gonna date, I'm gonna try to mingle with men, right? When a woman says that in 2017, 2018, and then she comes back in 2023 talking about decenter men, and I don't give a F, and nobody's gonna make me give a F, why don't we call her what she is? A little petulant child throwing a temper tantrum, real talk with Yanni. Huh? Why don't we call her for what she is? When a woman, a black woman, keep on harping on about colorism, 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 and yet she's been dating white men and non-black men for a decade, and she still don't have no damn wedding ring. And then every time a white man in the public sphere does something wrong to a black woman, she finds some way to blame a black man for it. Why don't we call her for what she is, Chrissy? Why don't we just call her for the little temper tantrum, petulant child she is? Why don't we call Cynthia G the little edgelord white boy that she want to be? A little petulant child throwing a temper tantrum. Talking about deleting unborn black male babies. She's a child in a woman's body. She's a child. Huh? Why don't we call Amanda Seales the little child she is? Very educated child. When she do herself up, she okay looking. She's a child in a woman's body. Huh? When Tasha K asks her about relationships, oh, I have my five cats and my dog, and I was in the car with 3 cats and my dog, and I was like, oh, this is peace. You're a child. You're a child. Throwing a temper tantrum, you're a child. Loser talk. Master's degree from Stanford. Well spoken. Huh? Educated. Fairly okay looking. Caribbean descent, light-skinned black woman. You got no excuses, bro. You have no excuses. But because your romantic life ain't turned out the way you wanted it to be, which is a patriarch that kisses your ass, patriarch in the streets, feminist in the sheets. Huh? Because you can't find the man that does that. Now you okay with your 5 cats and your dog? No, you're not. Huh? Ebony K. Williams, another child. Once again, fairly attractive, intelligent, educated child. Huh? She told Iona Van Zant when she go on dates, the men are telling her put the gavel down. You doing too much. But you like who you are. Nothing wrong with that. So now you out here with the test tube baby. Huh? Now you out here with the test tube baby. Because you're not going to end up with a man who you think you're better than, which is pretty much all men. And the elite men who on your level or above, they're not doing nothing with you because you do too much. So your temper tantrum was like, I'll just have to kill without you. Nobody cares, bro. Children, educated, well-spoken, sometimes fairly attractive children. Regina Hall, turning 50, with the song talking about how good her vagina is. Regina Hall, still very attractive woman. In her approaching mid-50s now, right? Still attractive woman. That music video she put out was her temper tantrum. Goddamn. I'm turning 50. I don't got no man. I don't have no kids. She's throwing a temper tantrum. Don't let that fake smile in that song fool y'all. Child. Huh? Tracy Ellis Ross. Child. Engaging in character assassination against the men of her same age group. With Michelle Obama. I find that the men of my similar age, there's this toxic masculinity and child. Any women listening in, tell me I'm lying. Oh, I wasn't supposed to notice it, huh? Mr. Z got an older sister and a younger sister. I know when y'all throwing temper tantrums. I know what it sound like and what it look like. Unfortunately, when Mr. Z was in college, I did a whole lot of talking to a whole lot of women. Unfortunately. Huh? All these women are children. Huh? So losers, yes, KMS, losers. Even if they're highly paid losers, even if they're good-looking losers, highly educated losers, don't need no man losers, and they really actually don't need a man financially. Loser. Huh? Claudia Jordan, I see you in that white Italian dude's comment section. I saw you. White Italian dude said he's single and he loved being single and he loved or yeah. Woke up at 10. And we're back. Regular streams, don't put it in the comments. Like, share, subscribe. Right? Petulant children, all of them. Whether they're educated or not, whether they're good looking or not, that don't mean anything. Petulant children. Throwing temper tantrums. Famous don't mean nothing. Huh? So yeah, they're losers. And we could tell they're losers by the way they react and respond to being single. Tracy Ellis Ross, look at her face when she was speaking to Michelle Obama when she brought up the men of her same age. She's angry because Tracy Ellis Ross want to do her whole nobody possesses me and I have my own autonomy while a man is with me and he's providing for me. I know she got her own money. I know her mom's Diana Ross. That don't mean anything. Men with money are not gonna, dear ladies, this is gonna be hard to believe. Men in mass, maybe you get one or two straggle ones. Men in mass are not gonna have all this money and the status and maybe the looks and then subsidize your autonomy. What the drugs are you on? No wonder y'all are so damn angry. You're delusional. Women talk about decentering men and then think they're gonna get subsidized. What? Translation, I want to be insufferable. I want to be who I want to be. I don't care about the male gaze, G-A-Z-E gaze. Yet, I still want a man who cares about me and my opinion. But I don't want to have to care about him and his opinion. As a matter of fact, I don't want to have to care about men at all in their opinion. I want to do what I want to do and then still magically end up with a man who cares about me and my opinion and is a feminist and cares about women. What? The math don't math. Delusional. And women hate when you call them delusional. They see that as a sexist trope, a sexist insult, and then they start talking about men. Women hate when you call them delusional because it's sexist to call a woman delusional. I get it, ladies. Let you start talking about men, and we'll see if you're not delusional. Huh? Sherry Shepherd on stage with Steve Harvey and Hill Harper and the other brother, I forgot his name, and she's talking about a man helping her to unplait her plaits or undo her hair at night. Let me get this right. Sherry Shepherd, you're a rich, famous comedian sister. You fumbled the bag with Hill Harper. He told us that on stage with you, and he made you look like a fool. Okay, fine. You're a rich, famous black woman. You think a rich, famous black man, or any man, quite frankly, is going to, first of all, have the time, second, have the inclination to help you take down your hair at night? When Hill Harper and the other brother and Steve Harvey looked at her like she was crazy, she was like, okay. Delusional. Huh? Yeah. And Vince says, F you pay me feminism. Oh yeah, that's a thing. That's definitely a thing. As a matter of fact, we got a white woman who's going to tell you that it's a thing.
I was like, oh, this is going to make feminism look bad. Welcome to the Bell Hooks Book Club! Just as it was misguided for reformist feminist thinkers to see freedom as simply women having the right to be like powerful patriarchal men, so it was simplistic to imagine that the liberated man would simply become a woman in drag. Yet this was the model of freedom offered men by mainstream feminist thought. Men were expected to hold on to the ideas about strength and providing for others that were a part of patriarchal thought, while dropping their investment in domination and adding an investment in emotional growth. This vision of feminist masculinity was so fraught with contradictions it was impossible to realise. No wonder then that men who cared, who were open to change, often just gave up.
We're going to get back to that. Something I never actually mentioned. She's saying that it's fraught with contradiction. She's reading Bell Hooks. Y'all feminist patron saint. This is a white woman reading Bell Hooks. Bell Hooks is telling you, hey, we made no sense. The type of men we were trying to construct made no sense. It was fraught with contradictions. Rest in peace, Bell Hooks. It's still fraught with contradictions, as evidenced by your own words, not just in your book, but when you were talking to Gloria Steinem on stage, and she told you how the best love of her life was a regular white dude that was a painter or something like that, some type of artist. And you told her, yeah, keep that over there. Translation, I need my man to have some money. Some money. You as a black woman that's a feminist. As Mr. Z says often, we're going to keep it going. Let women talk. You let them talk long enough and the contradictions are coming. The hypocrisies coming. The delusions are coming. You just let them talk. Women talking like the reason why they single is because the men don't want to grow and the men don't want to go seek therapy and the men don't want to wash their ass and the women are single and enjoying their single life because the men are immature, and then we let you talk, ladies, and we let you talk long enough. Not those initial first 2, 3, 4 comments. No. We let you talk long enough and then hypocrisy just starts falling out your mouth. No pun, because we could take that somewhere. Continuing.
I was like, oh, this is going to make feminism look bad. Welcome to the Bell Hooks Book Club! Just as it was misguided for reformist feminist thinkers to see freedom as simply women having the right to be like powerful patriarchal men, so it was simplistic to imagine that the liberated man would simply become a woman in drag. Yet this was the model of freedom offered men by mainstream feminist thought. Men were expected to hold on to the ideas about strength and providing for others that were a part of patriarchal thought, while dropping their investment in domination and adding an investment in emotional growth. This vision of feminist masculinity was so fraught with contradictions it was impossible to realise. No wonder then that men who cared, who were open to change, often just gave up, falling back on the patriarchal masculinity they found so problematic. The individual men who did take on the mantle of a feminist notion of male liberation did so only to find that few women respected this shift. Once the new man that is the man changed by feminism was represented as a wimp, as overcooked broccoli dominated by powerful females who were secretly longing for his macho counterpart, masses of men lost interest. So I'm very aware that
Now, I wonder what type of man is she describing?
This may sound harsh, but honestly, I don't really care anymore. Any man out here using the term male loneliness epidemic, unironically, is stupid. It's literally natural selection. It's literally survival of the fittest. You're not being chosen because you're not a good choice. It's that simple. It's that simple. If you want women to notice you, to pick you, whatever, adapt the traits of the men they're picking. I've said this before, and it appears I'll have to say it again. And I'll keep saying it. Until the men are listening, which will probably be never. Y'all aren't listening to the women directly telling you, this is what we want you to do, and we will pick you. That didn't seem to work for you. It didn't fucking connect those two little brain cells that are still floating around your brain. But as always, we gotta go back to the patriarchy, right? We gotta go back to, what do men tell you, other men, is man enough? Because the women you're trying to get, telling you, hey, do this. Yeah, that doesn't really seem to resonate with you. Not unless it's coming from another man, right? So go out there. Look at the men that are being chosen. Save this video. Adopt some of their traits. And then come back and comment and tell me how'd that go.
Don't you like when the math just comes together just right? We got British Mary Poppins, which, by the way, the original story is horrific, but okay. British Mary Poppins telling you, I thought Mary Poppins was British, true. British Mary Poppins, Z, it's like you say British twice. Anyway, British Mary Poppins, Mr. Z laughing at his own jokes, it's telling you that you have to be you to be around women. And Mr. Z does not mean that in any complimentary way. It's not a compliment. No. Bell Hooks is saying to be around these type of boss hog women, you have to move like this LGBTQ white dude. Ew. Continuing.
I was like, oh, this is gonna make feminism look bad. Welcome to the Bell Hooks Book Club! Just as it was misguided for reformist feminist thinkers to see freedom as simply women having the right to be like powerful patriarchal men, so it was simplistic to imagine that the liberated man would simply become a woman in drag. Yet this was the model of freedom offered men by mainstream feminist thought. Men were expected to hold on to the ideas about strength and providing for others that were a part of patriarchal thought, while dropping their investment in domination and adding an investment in emotional growth. This vision of feminist masculinity was so fraught with contradictions, it was impossible to realise. No wonder then that men who cared, who were open to change, often just gave up, falling back on the patriarchal masculinity they found so problematic. The individual men who did take on the mantle of a feminist notion of male liberation did so only to find that few women respected this shift. Once the new man that is the man changed by feminism was represented as a wimp, as overcooked broccoli dominated by powerful females who were secretly longing for his macho counterpart, masses of men lost interest. So I'm very aware that I live in a bit of a bubble with this stuff. The people who I grew up with and the people who I now like to spend time with as an adult are all pretty committed to anti-patriarchal values and principles, like properly. Like most of my female friends genuinely don't want a protector or a provider. They don't want any of the patriarchal stuff. They're not doing this halfway house thing. But like I say, I know that that's a bubble. And I know that if I just look a centimetre past the bubble, I can quite clearly see that there are a lot of women in the world who really uphold this standard of patriarchal masculinity in overt ways and in covert ways. And a lot of these women have kind of melded this with the idea of feminism in a way that I find really annoying. Like a few years ago, I came across
message
for the first time that actually it's feminist to expect the man to pay on a date because men on average earn more than women on average, and women on average spend more on makeup and their looks and stuff, and that's why it's actually good to expect men to pay on a date. And I was really disappointed by that. I really
message.
oh, this is gonna make feminism look bad. And it just felt so like, unradical, you know, like I to be clear, I'm not a rad femme, I'm not a radical feminist, but I do think all feminism should be radical and should be pushing against the tired gender norms of the 1950s. And these ideas that I find very problematic have been really amplified by social media, and they have become very much associated with feminism, despite the fact that many of us find it quite repugnant. And this is one of the reasons why a lot of people who follow feminist values and feminist principles are actually struggling with the label of feminist. It's something I'm definitely grappling with, and I've seen that some people who I'm connected with on social media have posted videos about it, you know, basically saying like it's too hard. It's hard saying I'm a feminist and then having to go, oh, but I'm not a rad femme, and I'm not a TERF, and oh no, I'm not one of those ones that secretly actually upholds patriarchy in XYZ way. It's really difficult. There are some circles in which I would feel really confident saying I'm a feminist because I know what that word means to the people in that circle. But there are so many other circles where I know if I say I'm a feminist, it could mean 20 different things in that circle, and they're not necessarily wrong for thinking that because they're going on the internet and seeing people making these videos and getting hundreds of thousands of likes, you know? And I do think that if we're looking at like the whole of the UK, for example, that yeah, the majority of women do still cling on to patriarchal standards of masculinity. They do want this half and half, you know, a woman who's emotionally evolved, but also, you know, still having that protector and provider thing. I remember seeing a video a while ago of someone who was upset basically that every man she ever dated kind of laughed at her when she would try and invite them into softness with her. And she was kind of saying, why can't the men in my life embrace softness? And I was like, yeah, absolutely. And then she said, you know, why can't he be my protector but also be soft with me? And I really felt for her because for me, from my perspective,
she's a hypocrite. Yeah. To Mr. LGBTQ white dude, that's a white woman telling you how full of crap the women are. That's a white woman telling you, wait for it, when Mr. Z says all the time, wait for it still, patriarchy by feminist specifications. In other words, you don't know what you're talking about because you don't date women. What you're saying sounds good as an ally. Huh? It sounds good as an ally. Air quotes, ally. To sass straight men for the women. But then when we let at least a woman who's being honest, who's a feminist, by the way, I want you to appreciate UK Mary Poppins, so Mary Poppins, is a feminist. But she's telling you, she didn't say, I know if I look to the left or if I look to the right. She said she knows if she looks a centimeter, not even an inch, not a foot, not a mile. She says she knows she look a centimeter to the side. I don't remember if she said left or right. To the side, she knows she gonna find all the hypocrisy. A centimeter. The conflicts of interest. The, Mr. Z gonna say it again, the patriarchy by feminist specifications. Huh? Yes, please. Yep, Saint Cyr is going in the archive. And Saint Cyr says she recently made a video on black men and feminism too. I can send it to you, Z, in the email, and I'll link it to the chat in general. Okay, and there go the link. Thank you. Right. I ain't even gonna read that out loud, Trail. That's hysterical. And Trent, okay, I never could pronounce her name correctly. And he says, how has her video not gotten traction? Well, you know, depending on who listens to her, I think that's what the TikTok, right? But also, women don't want to hear the truth, man. They don't want to have to hear something that makes them start to actually question what they're actually asking for, demanding what they require, all of these quote unquote standards that they're talking about. Because this is the thing, when women lose, they want to feel like the world did them wrong, a man did them wrong, the system did them wrong. And by the way, the system might have done them wrong. Okay, fine. There could be something wrong with the structure. I'll even grant them that. What they don't want to actually sit down and consider is how what they actually want is a problem because it doesn't align with what they claim they want. The women don't want to actually have to come to terms with their own hypocrisy. Huh? They don't want to come to terms with how they contribute to where we are now as men and women. They want to speak as if they're just victims of circumstance, victims of society, victims of men, victims of the technocrats, victims of capitalism. They don't ever want to speak on how they uphold this enthusiastically, happily, how they're making a conscious choice to go this way instead of that way. And they definitely don't want to consider how in the long run this plays out for everyone, including them. See, we already know the women are enjoying this and they're mocking the men and they're telling you how much they enjoy their single life. They're telling you that in their 20s, in their 30s, maybe even early and mid 40s, maybe even late 40s. It sounds good. But then they get 60 and they sound like Vivica A. Fox. They get in their early mid 50s and they sound like Claudia Jordan. Huh? For those around Z's age, millennial, the women are going to still sound crazy. They're going to still be mean and sassy. And don't think they're not going to be mean and sassy in their 50s and 60s. It's a different type of mean and sassy, though. See, the 45-year-olds are telling the 30 and 25-year-olds, I'm talking about the women, they're telling them to travel, enjoy your life, don't worry about no man, decent your man, you're single, stay that way, right? And the young women are telling us that's how they're being spoken to.
Baby cakes, you are so gorgeous. Do you got a boyfriend? Good, keep it that way. Don't get no boyfriend ever. Ever. Do you hear me? Oh, him? My husband? We've been married for about 30 years. But don't get no husband. I love him, but if I had to give myself advice when I was younger, I would stay single. I would live my life just like you doing it right now. Baby, you are so gorgeous. You're so stunning. Please do not get no man. Don't get no boyfriend, please. It's just a placeholder. They don't know what they want. They just want access to you and your body. Okay? Baby, you're glowing. Please keep it that way. Oh, my husband? Oh, see, we work, but I would stay single if I was you. Of course, honey. Have a good day.
Huh? That's how they're being spoken to, the young women, the ones in their 20s and their early 30s. That's what they're being told by the older millennials and the Xers and definitely the boomers. That's what they're being told. So they don't want to hear from UK Mary Poppins what the long run, what the outcome of that is going to be in 10, 15, 20, 25 years. The women don't want to, they don't want to have to take into consideration, if Mr. Z could get his words out, that'd be great. They don't want to take into consideration the social math. What's on the other side, what's on the other side of that equal sign? After you're done sassing men, you scaled up, so not just individual you ladies. When so many women are done sassing men, when so many ladies are single and childless, well into their 40s, maybe 50s, what does that look like for those same women in their 50s and 60s? Huh? What is that going to look like as you approach the latter years of your life, your retirement age? This is the time when you're supposed to be looking to sell your house or put it up for rent, and you move in with, wait, oh crap, I wanted to say move in with your children. Ooh. Huh? This is when you're supposed to be moving in with your son, or definitely probably moving in with your daughter. You put your house up for rent. You use that money to contribute to the household of your daughter and wait for it, her husband. And you get to contribute into raising your grandchildren. The circle of life. But the women said, F all that. Huh? Your husband passed a couple of years ago. So there's no need for you to stay in that damn house by yourself. Or fine, you don't want to move out. Your oldest grandkid comes and lives with you as he's going to college. Mr. Z done seen that also. Your oldest grandson or your oldest granddaughter, as they're going to college, they come in and move in with you. So somebody's at the house. Yeah. Now he might not be walking in until 2 o'clock in the morning, 3 o'clock in the morning after the club a few nights, but somebody's at the house. Huh? Oh boy. But the ladies said F all that. And no one's telling them what that's going to cost them in 15 and 20 years. They really think there's going to be some happy ending. They really think they're going to live their Golden Girls life. Huh? Oh, that's sad. We'll see. Huh? And KMS, once again, thank you for the super chat. Oh, KMS got another one. Give me a second. Wait, Z, are you saying that these 304s is lying about they get down an amoral creature devoid of any real code acting like a amoral creature devoid of any real code? Stop the presses. Look, I hear you in your sarcasm, but we appreciate that women could be amoral just like men could be amoral. We get it. That's not the framing though, KMS. The framing in America is that women are morally superior to men. The framing is that women are kinder, women are more considerate, women are more humane, women are more humanitarian. That is the framing. Women are just simply better. They may not be physically stronger than men. They might not be necessarily all the way logical as men. Okay, fine. They may not have the motor skills as men. Okay, fine. But in every other realm, they're better than men, including and more particularly, they're morally superior to men. I think what you have, not for the BGSs and the Black Urus, not for men who got divorce raped, right? Not for those men, but for your average man, particularly your Christian men, even your Christian white men, as much as they read that damn Bible, and for most of them they don't, so let's be clear, they don't fully appreciate, I really am convinced that men are more obsessed with some of these Disney fairy tale stories than the women are. They really don't think women could be cold and calculating, or they think that's reserved for a certain type of woman, the streetwalker women. But what we have is a society that actually smelt its own fart so much, they really don't see women as adults. They see women as pseudo children, which, by the way, I kind of get. But if you're going to say that, then you got to treat them like that. But we're not. Right? And so you end up where we are now, where we bestow all of this like social, moral power on women, and they have all this moral currency that they can use and utilize to paint men as some type of backwards Neanderthals. But then when you let the women talk long enough, they themselves boil men down to nothing but walking wallets and overglorified guard dogs. They themselves say, we have the wombs, do what we say, or we're going to hold the entire society hostage by not having children because there's not enough rich men to go around. There's not enough tall, good-looking, educated, kiss my ass. You seek therapy, you know. There's not enough of these to go around. And we don't have enough men that are honest about that. Clearly we don't have enough women. That's not a thing. Women are adults, they are human beings. If we are to say that we have kind women and caring and nurturing women and feminine women and women who care about the children and the elderly, right? And the disabled, okay, all right, cool. But cannot those same women and other women also be selfish and self-centered, myopic, violent, physically, emotionally, verbally abusive? Is that not a thing? Doesn't that happen? And we have a society that pretend like that's not a thing, or it's reserved for a certain type of woman. This is where black women come in. And as much as we critique black women in this space, we can't act like it's just black women. Quite frankly, I think it's disproportionately white women, but that's a whole different conversation. Oops. I just think black women are too damn loud. Black women need to back the hell up so that everyone can see white women for who they are. But black women with their insatiable inferiority complex want to be the mascot for the BS. And so now you're the face and the mascot for the BS. You should have moved the hell back. Now you got JD Vance and Vivek in them on your ass. Huh? Elon Musk in them on your ass. You should have moved the hell back so everybody could see white women for who they are. But continuing, the cold and loud and calculating and materialistic and consumerist entitled brats, we all know that all women, or all people to be frank, can engage in that, but particularly we're talking about women. But when people think about loud, brash, raunchy, annoying, they think black women. Unwarranted sass. And when they think about amoral as a woman, yeah, they may think of a couple of white women, some of these gold digging white women, some of these prawn star white women, the diesels, right? But day-to-day basis, black women. Yeah. Well, and thank you for the super chat, KMS. Thank you for the super chat. And he continued to say, more women, I think he meant to say moral, I think it was a typo, but moral women, women are closer to nature than men could ever imagine. Nature, I don't care how you got it, do you have it? And can you give it to me? Yeah. We know this. All of us done heard about or seen or know the nurse that's getting piped down by the local D-boy or scammer, right? The local hood dude. Huh? She the trap queen. And it's not a joke. We're seeing it now. The female officers, the correctional officers, the women correctional officers engaging in XXX activity with prisoners. Sometimes in juvenile. They're adult women engaging in XXX activity with underage male prisoners. We're not even speaking about the of-age male prisoners. There was a story, I want to say, down here in South Florida. Dude got a couple of the correctional officers pregnant. They damn near want to fight each other over him. He's in prison. I didn't say Joe. He's in prison. And he got a couple of them pregnant. Female correctional officers. You hear me? So yeah, it's a thing, compassionate. I'm not compassionate. Sorry, compassionate. It's a thing, KMS. It's a thing. The amoral, yeah, that's a thing. That's a thing. White women, black women, Latina women, Asian women. Cold, calculating, possibly conniving. Mr. Z's not trying to indict women. I am saying women are human beings. And you meet nice, wholesome, good women who may have an on and off switch. You also meet cold, calculating, conniving women who may, on occasion, actually do something nice for you. Now, it might be informed by self-interest. Huh? Women are human beings. They're adults. Adult women are adult women. We need to stop speaking about them like they're little innocent little girls. Huh? You'll meet women who dress a particular way and they speak a particular way, and you think, oh, okay, all right, she's cool. And then you get to know her and you realize, oh, she's a monster. You damn right. She's an adult. That is not how America speaks about its women, particularly its white women. God forbid she's a svelte, petite, blonde, blue-eyed white woman. America will not speak about her like she's a cold, conniving super freak. Huh? The Tommy Lauren looking ass white women? Oh no, America will never speak about those women like she knew exactly what she was doing. Huh? Any of us that saw the movie back in the early 2000s, I think it was called Cry Wolf, where homegirl went to that private school and she did a whole setup. She deleted this chick that was engaging in triple X activity with this teacher. She deleted her. Then when the new guy started the school, she had the whole thing set up. All the dominoes fell into place. Everybody who she needed to get deleted got deleted. Everyone who got in trouble got in trouble. And when the main character, the guy, the new guy, when he realized it at the end of the movie, she was like, who's going to believe you? Well, damn. That's a real thing. Huh? But we don't speak about women like that. We just speak about women like they're always on the wrong side of some man's power. Women never make a decision to engage in what they want to engage in. And then it goes left, and now she have to find someone to blame. She can't tell you, look, I did what I wanted to do. It just didn't work out the way I wanted it to work out. Huh? Men don't get that chance. We don't get a chance to say, hey, look, I'm a victim of even black men in America. Nobody even want to hear about how we're victims, and we be victims. Ahmaud Arbery got gunned down. He got hunted like an animal. They were sharing the video of deleting him. And America still tried to find a way, not even try, to character assassinate him. So even as black men, we don't even get to be the victims of our own goddamn story. And yet we let women who make conscious decisions knowingly be the victim, even when they're not. So yeah, KMS, that amoral, women are adults. They can be moral. They can be immoral. They can be amoral. But forget immoral. I think what frightens white men in particular, not black men so much, is the idea of amoral women. I didn't say immoral. I think we would know what to do with immoral. Amoral scares the crap out of most men, particularly white men. So they don't even want to engage. God forbid your religious right. She's the devil. Is she evil? Maybe not. Maybe she's just cold and calculating, which can or cannot be, air quotes, evil. That's worse. If somebody's just immoral and they're just a bad person, you know what category to put them in. When they're amoral, oh, talk about frightening. Amoral pragmatist women? Talk about scary. Huh? Wait for it. Openly amoral pragmatist women. Oh, can't do nothing with them. Ain't that right, Ebony K. Williams? Goddamn, Z, I know. Huh? Amoral pragmatists are all those women in all those pantsuits that we done seen in all those movies, from The Maze to Hunger Games to where else they had the amoral pragmatist pantsuit wearing women, Divergent, all these movies with these amoral pragmatist pantsuit wearing ass, mainly white women. What's her name off of Justice League? Whatever her name is, the black lady that they have, what's her name portraying now? Y'all know who I'm talking about. Somebody go say it in the comments. All these pantsuit wearing amoral pragmatist women. Oh, scary as hell. Huh? Thank you, Otis. Exactly. What Amber Heard did to Johnny Depp is an example. And how did society and mainstream media treat that? Even with the recording of her saying, "Who gonna believe you?" Huh? Amanda Waller, yeah, that's homegirl from the Justice League joint. Yeah, thank you. Amanda Waller, yeah. Thank you. Amoral pragmatist, oh man. Jodie Foster and Elysium. Someone just brought up Elysium the other day, was it? I was watching something and someone brought up Elysium. I'm like, God, so everybody go start using this as the example now? They were talking about AI and tech and the tech bros, the Sam Altmans and Elons and them, and they was like, if it's up to these people, we'll be living Elysium. I was like, okay, so I'm just saying, ain't nobody gonna ever give me credit. I'm not saying they listen to me, they probably don't, but right? And thank you, LAPD SWAT. Thank you. Right? And Can't Mess also says Eve was an amoral pragmatist. Hashtag remember. Eve like Bible Eve or Eve like the rapper Eve? Because I mean, I'm just saying. Either way. And KMS says, black women in a way doing too much and not enough. And once again, thank you for the super chat. I agree. Doing too much and simultaneously not doing enough. They just doing too much. Oh, the Bible. Okay. Yeah, no, she was. She was. And you see what it cost? Well, all of us. Look what it cost all of us. See, that's what I'm saying, Trell. Both of them. Bible Eve said, yeah, but I mean, this snake is a real slick talker. And I do kind of want to see what the biting into that apple, that fruit of knowledge. I want to see what it's about. Right? And Adam's kind of square. And Adam ain't no real man. Like God over here dictating what we can and can't do anyway. I'm going to go ahead and bite into that. I'm going to go ahead and bite into that fruit of knowledge. I'm just saying. Oh man. And the other Eve, rapper Eve, out here doing whatever with whoever. Huh? We all seen that tape with her and what's his name? The producer. Y'all know who I'm talking about. Huh? We all see the Triple X tape. I saw it. I saw it back in the early 2000s. Huh? But now she married to the rich white dude. I'm just saying. Shout out to her. And Kamet says, the ancient religious texts speak on women. Yeah, true. Yeah. And it paints women as human beings. It paints women as human beings. We just don't. When I say we, I don't mean we in this space, but we as a society, Judeo-Christian values remixed. Because once again, if you pay attention to the Bible, it's going to tell you the real. And like the Disneyfication of society has caused these folks to be damn delusional, including men. Like, when were women the goddamn Sleeping Beauty and Snow White and Cinderella? Does that happen to women? Are women human beings and find themselves the victims of men, women, their elders? Yes, women are human beings. They too can be victims. With that, they're not the only victims, and women do perpetuate violence, negativity, verbal abuse, emotional abuse. Women are human beings. Like the term Power corrupts, absolute power corrupts, absolutely. Doesn't just apply to men. Huh? It does not just apply to men, and women are telling you it doesn't just apply to men.
If you are broke and I choose to deal with you, I will belittle you. It is what it is.
If you are broke and I choose to deal with you, let's say it again, Z, slow. I will belittle you. It doesn't say men with power are corrupted and men with absolute power are absolutely corrupted. No. Power corrupts and power corrupts and absolute power corrupts absolutely, including women. Wait, because they're human beings. They're not morally superior to men. And it's even worse because we have a society that treats women as if they're morally superior to men. So that when you are dealing with a woman that engages in this kind of abuse of power, many men find it difficult to call that what it is. Because I am man, hear me roar. Yeah, but what about when she's that powerful? Huh? And thank you for the super chat. Thank you for the super chat. And KMS says again, checking women is like uncovering forgotten ancient technology. Read to ancient scroll. All these civilizations agree on one thing. Yo, you better check that yitch. It's time to remember. No, you're right, though. You're right. You're right. And all the ancient texts did actually speak on this. Like all of them. Look, the other day someone asked me what happened to ancient Rome and their population, and I think it was Compassionate that kind of spoke to it actually. And I remember watching something only a week or so before that, and it was actually I was listening to something a week or so before that spoke about the declining birth rate in Rome before the fall of Rome. And I think I said this last time. And so going to what you're saying, KMS, yes. Women's autonomy while simultaneously seeking hypergamy is a problem. It's a math problem. It's not a man problem. It's a math problem. It's women's problem. And then it becomes all of our problem. Unfortunately for the women this time around, unlike what happened with the Romans, this time around, if we don't have the technology, we only a minute or two away from it. And if we do have the technology, that's the ass. Men will not be held hostage to women's hypergamy. Right? Yeah. This time around, that's women's ass. And dear ladies, you owe us nothing. I want to keep on emphasizing that. Ladies, you owe the men nothing. But if you agree with that you owe the men nothing, you have to appreciate on the other side of that are men that owe you nothing. And that math is hard. That math is hard as hell. Huh? And KMS, thank you for the super chat. Thank you for the super chat. KMS says, all of them. Hashtag check that yitch. Huh? Yeah. Give me a second, y'all, because I gotta go back up. I pressed the wrong thing earlier. Give me a second. Let me make sure I did not miss. That was KMS. I read that. Okay, that one. I missed this one. And KMS says, I have no problem with women. I have an visceral problem with unregulated female nature, which is amoral and devoid of code. Be it self-governed or society governed. Yitches running wild is a problem. No, it is. It is. It is. And we're dealing with it now. That's what JD Vance just entered the chat. Huh? That's why the JD Vance come in. Curtis Yarvin come in. Huh? You don't want to hear these dudes talk about. That's why Nick Fuentes come in, whether he's LGBTQ or not. He's LGBTQ. Stop it. Whether he's LGBTQ or not, that's where Nick Fuentes come in. But he still appreciate the social math. No, yitch, you gonna contribute. And buying your little Tesla Model 3 in your condo is not good enough. Shout out to all the women who lie. Oh, the Mini is not good enough. Shut up. Well, Nick Fuentes and Stephen Miller and JD Vance said your Tesla Model 3 and whatever car note you paying on it and that condo you have downtown wherever is not good enough. You better have some kids. Yeah, Yitches Running Wild is a math problem. Because Yitches Running Wild say, I'm going to spend my 20s having fun and my 30s having fun and try to last minute squeeze in between the door as it shuts on my face and hurry up and have these 1, 2, maybe children. She's not going to have more than one. She's definitely not going to have more than two. Huh? We talk about a certain type of woman. We're not talking about the women that have their first children before the age of 20 or 24. All the other ones, the Ebonies of the world. Huh? And the Ebony K. Woods of the world come in white skin, come in brown skin, speak Spanish, speak Hindi, speak English or French. It's a whole lot of women. Speak Japanese, Chinese, Korean. It's a whole lot of women. Sanskrit, right? They write all of that. There's a whole lot of women. The globe over who got $2 and $3 and said, if I can't end up with the elite man, I'm not dealing with nothing. And hey, this time around, the technology got something else to say about that. Y'all been able to end civilizations because at that time it was peak civilization. Y'all lived in these, what at this time in society we would call major cities. Y'all lived in these city states and it was packed, and y'all said, you know what, I'm not gonna have children. There's too many of us on top of each other, and I can't end up with one of the Roman guards or whoever the hell had money and status at that time, landed gentry and all this other stuff. One of the noblemen, one of the high priests. If I can't end up with that, I don't want nobody. And throughout human history, y'all have been able to end civilizations with that type of talk. But in the 21st century, I guess it's gonna be Ghost in the Shell. Shout out to the ladies. I said it, and y'all heard Mr. Z say it clear. If y'all let this happen, ladies, that's your ass. Men, it's so much easier to make us happy. It's so much easier to make us happy. Oh man, this is going to be fascinating to watch. Women with their robots who are perfect, and women initially going to love it and then they're going to hate it because ain't no arguments. He going to do exactly what you say, and you going to resent him and cheat on your robot man with a real man. Oh, it's going to be the funniest thing in the world to watch. Women, and I'm not saying this is going to happen in our lifetime, but still, women with their chiseled chin, damn near 7 foot tall, 6'5" tall, white, Latino, black robots, and they're going to be cheating on them robots with human men that are 5'9" and 5'8" and 5'10" and 5'11". I know it sounds crazy and far-fetched now. I know. Listen, y'all. I know it sounds crazy right now. Wait until it happens. I know it sounds crazy right now. Z, you sound absolutely insane. I know. I know. Huh? Women are going to have the epitome of the man they're looking for physically that kiss their ass. And they still gonna cheat on him, and they gonna cheat on him with a regular ass human man. You heard me. That's hysterical. And from Africa came says Thunderstroke 9000. Look, The Rose toy be knocking them out. That Thunderstroke is gonna paralyze her. Thunderstroke, that's shaped like a real man, that looks like a real man. Thunderstroke is gonna paralyze her. If somebody could please somebody find me that clip. I'm so mad I didn't save it. I'm so mad I didn't save it. Homegirl that spoke about how she seized up. She hit that red button so much. She sent her kids out to play, and she went in the bathroom, and she just kept on buzzing herself and buzzing herself and buzzing herself that she literally paralyzed herself for a little bit. She seized up. She had to call her homegirl to come pick her up to bring her to the hospital. So if women are doing that with the toy, what you think they're gonna do with a life-size, real-looking man? Thunderstroke 9000, them women gonna paralyze themselves. Huh? They are going to Now, let's be clear. I'm not saying that the men are going to be much better, but the way we work and the way they work is different. We ain't going to be paralyzed. We just going to be empty. Giggity. Huh? I know it sounds weird. Mr. Z's talking about robots, inanimate things this way, but that's going to be the new normal, y'all. The men won't be paralyzed, but they will be empty. Huh? Oh, man. The new normal is going to be fascinating, y'all. So let me make sure I didn't miss, because we got to end on out, y'all. I went way too long. I was not planning on streaming this long, but it always happens because, of course. And I feel like I missed one. Okay, Dwayne. I'm sorry, Dwayne. And Dwayne says, to the LGBTQ man, we see what women choose, and it's not what you thinking. It's those a-hole men, asshole men. I was borderline using profanity earlier. Those asshole men that get chosen by these women, not what you said. And look, I was watching one of those, not 20v ones. It was one of those where it's one of those where the host will pose a question and then you sit down if you agree to debate it, and if you don't, you stay back. And on one of those, it was a white dude, and he was on the side of like the women clearly, and he kind of slipped up and said something in debates, and he was like, well, I tell all my homegirls that, you know, you can't judge men by this, because when you're saying that you need a man that makes $100,000 a year or more, and so he's like, he's low-key right there, he's admitting women investment in the patriarchy, right? And he said that then, and he was saying something like, because it was quick, it was one of those blinking you'll miss it comments, and he was saying like, you're opening the door to a certain type of man and treatment, because you're telling a man that this is what he needs to be first and foremost. And then all the other stuff come afterward. When you're an LGBTQ man and you never dated women, so let's say you was on that type of time in middle school, and we all know the dude that was a little zesty in middle school, and you never engaged with a woman, you never went out, you never had XXX fun, you're not one of our weird uncles that end up being LGBTQ in their damn 30s and stuff. They have kids, they done been married. Mr. Z know two of these people, not in my family, but know two of these people, know two and then know of, oh crap, know two and know of 1, 2, 3, a couple, Jesus Christ, just thinking about that, who engaged in LGBTQ activity, we're talking about men and women, later on in their life, or at least openly engaged in LGBTQ activity, you know, going late 30s on. The men in particular have children, were married, etc. If you didn't do that, if you jumped out the gate as a child on the LGBTQ time, so you never dated a girl or a woman, definitely, obviously, we're talking about women here, you never engaged in XXX fun, you never got to be on the other side of a woman's hypocrisy. You never got to be on the other side of a foodie call. You never got to be on the other side, whether you were the one that she was bringing the food to after the foodie call, or you were the one who she did the foodie call to, right? You just don't appreciate what the hell's going on. You just talking as a quote unquote ally. It's not, and we're not describing a type of woman. We're talking about women. So before somebody says, "Oh, well, I don't know those type of women," no, those are women. Your homegirl that earns good money, she's engaging in that. Your homegirl that's college educated is engaging in that. Your homegirl that doesn't need a man, she's engaging in that. Your homegirl that's white collar, she's engaging in that. It's not just these loud, obnoxious women that if you want to link me, hit my Cash App. We're not talking about those. The Latinas in the hood, the black girls in the hood, maybe even a couple of white women in the hood, even a couple of Asian women. No. All women. And when you're an LGBTQ man and you never dated women, or you're not honest about women's hypocrisy and how women see men and how women use men and how women feel entitled to do this to men because it's some cosmic get back injustice, then you, air quotes, think you're being an ally when you just talking. Or better yet, maybe you're an ally. Maybe this is what this is what allyship entails. Just being a little mean, snarky, sassy, smug asshole to straight men, regardless of what the hell the women are talking about and saying, regardless of their behavior and their conduct. I guess that's what it is to be an ally. Okay, well, and Dwayne, thank you for the super chat. Thank you for the super chat. Right. And KMS says, also to the booty bandit, laughing about the lowering birth rate is like the steakhouse laughing at the fallen cattle rancher. Effing moron. Yeah, you just look, man. These are who women decide are their allies. Men like this, whether he was straight or the fact that he's LGBTQ, and just this is who allies are to them. Other women like this, men like this, right? It's look how FD signifier speaks about men and women. Look how Foreign Man speaks about men and women. Look at Definitely Conscious Lee. Look at Alvin from Waving the Red Flag. That's when you are an advocate, not even just an advocate, not advocate for women. That's not far enough. When you engage in man-woman conversation and you decide that you're on the air quote side of the women, this is how you're supposed to be. You're not supposed to be nuanced. You're supposed to be very dismissive to the men, very sexist to the men, very smug, sassy, mean. Y'all see Alvin's face when he's talking about men and women? Look at Conscious Lee's face. Look at this LGBTQ white dude's face. I know y'all don't want to look at their faces. I get it. Look at how they speak when they're embodying the rage of the women that men just want to protect, provide, and shut up. They're embodying that, and they don't even appreciate they are.
I miss when men used to protect, provide, and shut up.
Huh? And I'm sorry to do this to y'all. Y'all, look, it's only a few times this year. No, Z, no.
As a man, if you don't have house core job, don't look for a woman with house core job. And for the men that complain about women that do that, look for a man that has all three, and they don't have all three. We can do that. We are women. You want us. You need us. Y'all want one thing from us. And mad because we boss y'all around because you're a fucking servant. You're a provider, right? You're a protector, right? You're a security guard and you're a goddamn assistant. Know your place. Stop being contradicting and bow down. Because I'm sick of it.
Listen, Alvin, if you listen and you're not listening. I don't care how you frame it. I don't care how good the money is you're earning. I don't care how educated you are. Brother, when you talk, everything you say concerning black men and black women come down to this. I don't care how much you think you above it. I don't care how much you think you omit yourself. Alvin, Conscious Lee, that LGBTQ white dude I've been playing. Look, all of y'all are saying what that munchkin just said. What that lady just said, that black young lady, y'all are all saying that. I don't care what you think you saying. At the end, that's what you're actually saying. Huh? That's why I played it. At the end, that's what you're actually saying. How your society ends is the title of today's stream. And that's how your society ends, everyone. Huh? That's how it ends. Yeah. So I'm going to have to play that worship video again. We'll cover it another stream, but Mr. Z got things to do. So let me make sure. And KMS says, and we'll read this. My wife, and thank you for the super chat. My wife and I had a hypothetical conversation. She said if she was me, I'm not a small man. She said she would go Viking on chicks, the moral sex. Look, if women were as strong as men, we would not be here. When I say we as men, no, the species would not be here. If women were physically matched us in strength, in physicality, and fighting ability, and how robust we are compared to women, at least, the human race wouldn't be here. They are the cut your nose to spite your face sex. The human species, look, appreciate the chronically online women, the female versions of Z, huh? The female versions of Z, they hear our argument. They know there's a societal repercussion for enough women saying, you know what? Screw it. I'd rather travel than end up married to a man who ain't kissing my ass. If I can't end up with that top 5%, man, I'd rather travel and enjoy my life. And if a man doesn't come over here worshiping me, then to hell with everything. They know at scale, and it doesn't have to be most women. It doesn't have to be all. It could be a large minority. It could be it could be a large enough minority, and this is what we're dealing with now, that only have one child and say, okay, I'm good. They know that's a problem. The chronically online women, the women that went to school and they studied demography and sociology and, huh? They know. They don't care. These are my air quote standards. They know at scale this is a societal problem. Huh? Dr. Dunbar, what's homegirl name again? It just slipped me. The PhD sister we mention every once in a while. Oh my God, her face is right there too. Her face is right there. I forgot her name. How did I forget her name? God damn it, I forgot her name. Her face is right there. She's a demographer. She went to, I think, demographer, PhD in demography and sociology. Chris Marsh, yes, thank you. Dr. Chris Marsh. And she, when she speak about black men in particular, she tell you we gotta elevate black men. In other words, we're not dating these men because they're not on our level. But Dr. Chris Marsh, the men on your level are not dating you. See, that's the other part of the conversation. The men on your level are not dating y'all or not getting married to y'all, better yet. They're passport bros. They're dating white women, goddamn Z. Ooh, you said it. They're dating white women. There's a reason for that. At scale, if women were on the same level as us, well, you see what's happening. They're swearing off men until they're in their late 40s and 50s. And then even then, it's not that they're kinder, they're just angrier. Huh? Those women swear off men. I I gotta find it because it was maybe 2020. Was it 2020 or 2021 when Kevin Samuels was speaking to that? It was a lighter skinned black woman, a bit heavy set. I want to say she was in her 40s, and she spoke about she didn't have any children. She never had been married, and there was a part of the conversation where she was speaking about her homegirls who I think were about a decade or so older than her. She was talking to Kevin, and Kevin asked her a question, and she kind of divulged some information, and she was saying the women my sister that I go to brunch with and whatever, they have resigned themselves to being single. And she said it like they don't look like they're necessarily happy or whatever or content, but they're pretending and they have resigned themselves to being single. Huh? Yeah. So anyway, y'all, that was me really responding to the LGBTQ white dude sticking his nose where it don't belong. This time, pun intended. Goddamn Z. I'm gonna say it again because y'all know I am. White LGBTQ dude sticking his nose where it don't belong. Stay over there in your rainbow world. Huh? Stay over there. You don't know anything about what's going on over here. Huh? You're just talking. Horrible ally, because if you was a good ally, you would tell the ladies where they messing up, but you can't actually say that over there now, can you? Uh-oh. Anyway, all right, y'all, look, Z got things to do, like for real, for real. So we will pause right here. Love Piece of Chicken Grease. Y'all go check out other Black Manosphere content, other non-Manosphere content for the love of God, and Z got to go. All right, y'all. Thank y'all for listening, and we ain't gonna hit the 3-hour mark, definitely not. All right, and Mr. Z out.
You are now listening to Mr. Z Blackneffect.